I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and on the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we won up. So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGproject.io with the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's just how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga is the telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity, project I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will, got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
Hey kids, what is going on? This is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And today's a crazy day. It's a crazy day. This is the day that we've been talking about for about 22 days. Here, let me throw my Hex hat on, represent the Hexican Army. All right, let's see if I can fit both of these on my head. There we go. That's good. That is good. So check this out. We had our second lottery. Lottery got paid out. In fact, the demo account that we use on stream has hit a winner and got 3 3/4 dark back. So that one NFT that was minted, that where we gave up one dark for that NFT, has returned 375% APY. Like, we've already got our dark back plus some, which is great. And we got some special guests hopefully showing up. I put the link to join in here. It's in our comments. I put the link to join our Telegram. I put the link to join on X, aka Twitter. And reporting on today's dinner, by the way, I mentioned earlier in on the stream a couple days ago that my daughters wanted this cat. We showed you guys the cat on stream. It might show up again tonight, but we got this cat, and the deal that I made with my daughters was that they had to cook dinner one night a week each. And tonight was our 10-year-old's first night, and she wanted to just make some ramen noodles in the microwave. We're like, no, like make us something a little bit harder than ramen noodles. And so she made us French toast, which was delicious. But she also did a version on it, which I'm sure you guys have tried. She calls them Cyclops, where she cuts a circle out and puts a fried egg in the middle of the French toast. She did not make a lot of these. There was like a very limited number. They were more limited than J6 NFTs. We'll just put it that way. And they were delicious. Everything was good. I ended up frying a couple extra, eggs, which was cool. But it was delicious. So far, so good. The deal with the black cat is going on pretty well. So.
Oh, you're streaming.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's see what we got. Steve Sash in the house. Hello, peeps. We got X-Ray Chick in the house. We got Korean Investor. We've been playing their tunes nonstop, and I really want to know if you minted or went into J6, because J6 is going to be a game changer. Good evening, Max. Back for the lottery and Alpha. Thank you. Sandeep, RH was right. Sandeep. I agree with that. Stick around here, Sandeep. You're going to end up getting a wrench with a ranch army. We've got a few people watching on YouTube. We've got about 11 people watching on X. As I pulled this up, I realized that Panos has some crazy stream going on. Litiverse, our buddy from 404 Monsters, is speaking right now on the stream. Parkway is speaking, who's big in our Hexagon group, and DJ Waffle is speaking to the Tang Gang. So like, we definitely have some competition tonight. That's okay. People can catch this on the replay gang. They can also catch this, or not catch this and not know what the hell is going on, because there's something that happened today. I mean, the evil address said, "Hey, I'm going to flip the switch." And I was watching it and seeing if I could see if it was switched. Oh, Crypto Cat's in the house. Good evening, Crypto Cat. So good to see you joining us in the green room. Mr. Crypto Cat 46, not 47, not 45, 46. How is it going? How did you do? Did you get some Lottery 2 winners?
I may have. Yeah, I think I had 9. So almost 34.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. Don's texted me. I think he's trying to find out which link to use. Send it to me via text, and I have highly. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a personal text. So yeah, I was looking around trying to figure out, because here, let me share the screen. I like this. Dawn has notifications silenced. Anyway.
Silence. They say silence is golden.
It is golden. Yeah, let me share my screen here, because I was thinking, something's afoot. I can feel a disturbance in the force, as they say in on Star Wars. And I kept checking back to anti-gravity to see if the evil address scrape button went live or not. Oh, here it is live. So actually, I gave away my surprise. Let's go back again. So our favorite website in the entire world, as you guys know, is not Amazon.com. It is agproject.io. And so I was going here to the evil address, and it wasn't going live. And so I thought, well, maybe because the evil address is still kind of, part of the original code for the program, he went to beta.agproject.io. And when I went there, the scrape button is live. So for you OGs that remember using agproject.io to see our Treasury Evil Vaporize, that's where it is. It's live there. So if you go to beta.agproject.io and hit scrape, it should work. In fact, I'll hit it right here for my demo account. I think it was like 20 cents or something. So there's a fee to the collective of 22,000 pulse that's going to go help them fight the evil address. And then on top of that, there's like 20 cents for the fee. Let me go fast. So I'm going to be paying, I don't think this is updated, but somewhere around $1.30 to $2, $1 or $2 right now is the fee. I hit confirm, and then I've been waiting to see this show up on the lottery page right here in the evil bonus column. However, I just remembered that we set this update on this website to every like 6 or 8 hours, because it doesn't change that often, except for moments like these. And so we're like, why are we paying all these fees to refresh this page every 30 seconds when a longer refresh will do? So This one hasn't refreshed yet to there, but if I go up here to there it says evil scrape successful. So it went through. If I go to my history here, it says it went through right there. I bet you we can even see it on scan, pulse chain scan right here. Yeah, here it is. It was a success on chain, dark. So tokens transferred. 612 tokens were transferred, were rolled, and out of those 612, 594 went into the jackpot, and 18 went back to the mystery box. So you can see that just by hitting that scrape button, we're looking at about 600 dark. Now the question is, how many times can people abuse the button on beta.agproject.io? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one, slapping it. And of course, here you can see our one fuel cell 3.754 dark, so 3 3/4 dark. So one of our 18 has won, which is great news. We'll see if we win the next one that everyone's really trying to do. And you were giving me some stats earlier today, Crypto Cat, on the Pink Miss Whale deal. You've been following that pretty closely. And what you were saying in J6 alone, how many Pink Miss Whale have been sent to the Pink Miss Whale address?
I think if you look at the pulse chain, I think it's 5 million Pink Miss Whale already.
Wow, and that's just in J6.
That's just J6. Yeah.
But overall, since we've done the Pink Miss Whale deal, you said it was closer to 19 million. Is that right?
I think from the May 1st to now, if you look at it, you can see it was close to 19.5 million.
Awesome. Okay, so it looks like there's, if we look at the Pink Miss Whale sitting on 68%, 11% is locked in liquidity, another 6% is locked in liquidity. But someone is sitting on D49F. They're sitting on 93 million Pink Miss Whale tokens. Almost 10%. One of the OGs, I'm guessing, from the day we launched is sitting on that. We have another one here, 14 million, 10 million. That'd be great. And then some more liquidity pairs right here, 3 million, 8 million. So there's a couple big chunks here to really go hunting for. And I believe that the Pink Miss Whale deal is, not only is it great this time because of the chance of winning a lottery ticket that hits the third lottery, but I think it's going to get even sweeter in J7. So, I mean, it's not going to get as sweet as just buying dark and minting. That's always going to be your best bet, right? But I think that we're going to ramp up things, depending on how things go with this jackpot, which should be quite interesting, to say the least. Let me jump back in here to our green room. Don't have anyone in there. Here we go. Thank you, sir. I won today and last drawing. Dude, so Corey's got a stack of J6s, which means if he hits again in Journey 3, he could, that might flip his lid right there. Yeah, believe in yourselves in the house. The force is strong with him. Hex T Armstrong, ahoy mates, ahoy Hex T Armstrong. J6 Lotto number 1, zilt, nada, none. J6 Lotto number 2, 1, uno. 1, uno. So so Steve Stash has finally won 3 dark back out of the hundreds of dark that he's put into this project. I think that's a start. That's pretty good, right? That's fun. So again, let's see here. Embrace the dark. Thank you so much, Robert Burkert, also known as Robert Old Dude, also known as Believe in Yourself, is retweeted this stream, which is great. All the help we can get is, the better. We got 26 people now, 20 more, like 10 more people basically on X, and maybe a few more on YouTube. I was watching a really interesting stream earlier today with Triplet Dad and Cryptographics, talking about Taurus and a new token called Unity, where they're bringing a lot of the game theory and mechanics that people have been building on top of Titan X, and they're getting it over to Pulse Chain. In fact, even Morpheus has been moving over to Pulse Chain with some liquidity. So that's
pretty cool. Cross chain.
Yeah. I think my mouse just died or my computer just froze. One of the two. Let me turn my mouse on and off again. Yeah, that didn't work. So anyways, we'll see if I can do the rest of this stream with just shortcut commands and stuff. I don't know. That's bananas. I did pause my mining of Dr. Doge to get to stream and get my camera to work. I have been still racking up 10 to 20 of those tokens a day. So basically enough to live on, 10, 20 cents.
In some third world countries, yes, but
and
not
I finally
in America.
Found out how to open up and show you guys the other projects that we've been working on as well. So that's cool. That's cool. I'd like to switch screens here and show people more of the screen, but like I said, my computer's frozen. I might have to refresh my window. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's the infinity screen right now.
Yeah, it's stuck on infinity, and Hexy Armstrong is looking to join. Let me see what happens if I hit Alt Tab. Tell me what happens. Hopefully I don't show you guys anything crazy. Nope.
No.
It's my other screen is the one that's changing with Alt Tab. Oh, there we go.
There's something.
So there's Vercel right there. That's part of the mechanics here.
No, it's
there
part
we go. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so these are all of my information here for the website. That's great. That's what I want on screen right there. Yeah, there's Sentry. Sentry's a nice one. Let's try not to dox ourselves any more than we have to here.
Yeah, this is what people come for the infinity screens of different infinity screens.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. How do you refresh, kids? Is it Control Alt R or Control Shift R? I don't know. I wonder if I can refresh the browser here.
You might have to restart.
I might have to just restart the whole computer, man. I'm hitting Escape. I'm hitting Control Shift Escape. Control Shift.
See, this is what happens when take a hiatus for a couple of months.
Yeah. I've even got my task manager up. So here's the deal. I'm going to restart my machine. We're going to come back here. We're going to figure out and wait and see if those bonuses hit there, and we will join from there. So just 1 second.
Okay, Figor says F5. F5. Sounds like Battleship. F5. So I think it's just me right now. Well, how's everybody doing in chat? Maybe we should start there. It will reboot the page. Okay. So, Well, I don't know if he's coming back. He said he's coming back, so I guess we're just going to wait. Okay, well, we'll have a good evening, Cape. Thanks for being here. Shut down the computer and reboot it. So is he going to come back to here? Because if I leave the studio, what's going to happen? I guess while we're waiting for him, do we have any other winners today? Yeah, I think I'm trapped. I feel like I'm trapped. Yeah. Well, let's see if he's trying to send me something. So, is curry God's gift to the common man? Hmm. I had the best curry in Dubai, in case you're interested. I had the best curry mutton in Dubai. Oh, your favorite cuisine. That's awesome. So we went from talking about dark to food. Okay. Um, well, we're just gonna sit here, I guess, for a little bit. You know, when I was in college, we'd wait for 10 minutes, and if the professor didn't show up in 10 minutes, we walked out. And so that happened. I walked out and I passed the professor in the hallway. And I did not go to class. Yep. That's why I'm an online teacher. So I don't have to worry about being late. Because if I'm not there, the class doesn't start. He'll be back. Okay, Steve Stash says curry is not great. Steve Stash, what is your favorite cuisine? My favorite cuisine, I really liked Dungeness crab from the Puget Sound. And then if I'm on the East Coast, a good lobster bisque or lobster roll is really tasty. So, I guess, yeah, crab is the food of the gods. Okay. I used to do that in chemistry. The teacher did his talk, then disappeared to the back room until the end of class. That was my cue to visit my friends in other classes. Very good, believe in yourself. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to. We just had Lottery 2. I am looking forward to Lottery 3 and to see what the evil address does to the jackpot. So that's going to be an exciting 11 days. Charleston blue crab is good. You know, Cape, I had some Charleston blue crab when I was in Annapolis in Maryland a few years ago. Very upset. Wow, you aced the final exam. I needed you in chemistry. I didn't do that well in chemistry. I did well my first quarter in chemistry, but after that, yeah, I didn't do so hot. Well, we have some exciting things in the market, right? With ETH, I saw last it was at 4,600. That bodes well for Pulse Chain. Hex T.
Hello.
Hey, it's
So-
been, I've just been talking about food and
Well, I have the second. Dungeons of Crab. Growing up on Puget Sound, we would spend, during crabbing season, we'd spend all morning putting the pots out, letting them soak, going to harvest them around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the evening, and then just boil them and cook them right on the beach.
yeah, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, Pulse Ray, when you left, and he left again. How's Hex T? Good to see you.
Yeah, better than I deserve. I have to say, I like the new facial hair. It looks good
You
on
like
you.
that?
I
Yeah,
do.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
You got any?
when you
You got
turn
any
50,
more adventures, weekend trips planned with the missus before school gets started in earnest?
actually, we just bought a property, so that's going to be a 1910 property. So we're really going to be working on that before school. So
Very good. That'll keep you busy.
that'll keep me busy. Yeah, we went to Canada about close to a month ago. Banff area, beautiful area. Actually, if you go
Yes.
to my YouTube, here's a plug real quick for CryptoCat 46. You can see my adventures in Canada, and it's pretty awesome. I didn't. The only bear I saw was the one that was running across the road in front of my son's motorcycle. But neither my son nor the bear were harmed. So.
Welcome back, Pulse Ray. Welcome
Hey,
back to your stream.
way to steer the ship, CryptoCat 46. Your YouTube, is it CryptoCat 46 or is it just
It is. It's
CryptoCat
CryptoCat
46?
46.
Subscribe to his
Yep.
YouTube. Give him some likes. It was literally the battery in my mouse. That was the whole problem. And me not knowing what F5 does or controller, not knowing how computers work at all, really. That's
No.
on me.
And you don't need that, as someone with a crypto,
No.
All
Founding,
right.
you can found a cryptocurrency and not know much,
Yeah.
other than to check the batteries in your mouse.
You could buy for 15 USD on Poly, you can buy your own professional Greyhound and win cleanup at the track like I've been doing for the last week. I'm just about ready to watch this race here, the 500 meter race, and I got two of my studs entry in. Takes a little while for the video to start. I have a question though, and I need a solid answer here, Pulse Ray. I was looking at that beautiful chart of my fuel cells. Now, I've got 20 J5s due to the benevolence of the Pink Miss Well. And my first payout was 1/10 of a dart. Cool. I mean, great. I mean, first payout. Now, my second payout is projected to be 0.416. Now, if I do some math, you may need to check because I don't have my shoes off. That's like a 4.16 multiplier from Journey 5 to the first payment and Journey 6 the second payment. And is that correct? Am I to expect a multiplier of 4.16 going forward, or is that just the way the next payout's going to work?
It might actually be higher based on how many fuel cells are competing with you, because remember, J6 is the smallest mint.
This is J5's. This is J5. I'm talking about my J5. My next payment is going to increase from 0.1 to 0.416.
Yes.
That to me, that's a 4x.
Yeah. Well, the evil address was nuked in Journey 5, except for the lotto winners, right? So that's why it's only 8% of the pie, right?
That's why J5 may be really good to get on Pulse Market app if they ever show up. That's the key. If they ever show up.
Yeah. So as you can see, if we scroll down here, 8 being the smallest, which is 8% of the pie, is, even though the interest yield payment has dropped 5 times by 10% each time, it's still, you're competing with 26,000 people or NFTs instead of 74,000 like you are in Journey 4. So yeah, as that goes, that could be getting juicier and juicier. That's why even after this insane lottery payout that we may see in the next 11 days, J6s are actually there's fewer of those minted than J5, so it could actually pass J5 in the yield payout from the treasury.
I don't think anybody understands. To me, that's the ultimate moon math. Yes, price go up is great, but having that much of a yield or a multiplier going another 27 journeys. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Well, I mean, eventually there's going to be an exhaustion, right? Where the treasury is going to bloat to its peak, and then it's going to exhaust over time, kind of like a half-life of a nuclear or atomic element, right? But the payments to every single journey will continue every 45 days, even when they're, dust of the dark.
No. When any fuel cell is vaporized and the stored dark is broke open and put back into your wallet, when we talk about the evil address, when the collective is able to infiltrate and vaporize the evil address stash, those tokens, they're distributed just like when you mint a dark, meaning there's like a percentage that goes into the treasury, there's a percentage that goes in the mystery box, and then the tip to the great dev team.
Yep. It follows the exact same breakdown. 77% goes into the lottery. I'm sorry, treasury. 20% goes in the lottery. 3% goes to the mystery box. So, yeah, when are you talking about, like when we click on evil and we click the mint button down here?
Well, that too, but the vaporizing, when the collective's out there doing their work and destroying those, vaporizing evil stash.
Mm-hmm.
Those tokens do the same thing, or do they go to a completely different contract or area of the game?
Now, all of the when the evil address has been vaporized, all of its dark matter has gone back to the collective, i.e., the mystery box. So the mystery box has taken a little bit of yield from nuking the evil address, and so that's what you see in the mystery box. So all that goes to the mystery box. Whereas if you, as a user, vaporize, your dark will go into your wallet.
Yeah, no, I understand. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
That supply is going to get thin real fast. the circulating supply.
Right.
Mm.
Let's check out our communities here. Let's see where we're at with the collective. We have a post here with Hex C. Armstrong. I've never been so happy not to win. I have a good feeling about the next lotto win drawing. So did you not win J2?
Lottery drawing 1 or 2. Nope, I've got 50 tickets ready to be lucky. I got 50 tickets going into the third drawing.
Oh my goodness. And this is something that I was not, we got to read this poem too by CryptoCat.
Yes.
That's something that I was not able to get out before I had to restart. My computer was at, oh no, maybe I did. We're still waiting to see how much of the evil bonus is going to show up here when this page updates. So for right now, all you guys who want to pay $1 or $2, you can go to beta.agproject.io or XYZ. You can click on evil, and this scrape button is live right here. I don't know off the top of my head how many times we can hit the scrape button. I do not know how much dark the evil address is sitting on from journeys 4, 5, and 2 drawings and 6. Because remember, you're actually scraping the evil addresses winnings from the last 22 days as well. So everything that's won this lottery and in journey 4 and 5, I believe, are all there. So I'm sure we could do some like moon math or some quick math and try to figure out how much it may have won in the last ones. Welcome to the stream, Don, Hexiest Man on Earth.
What's up, boys?
People,
hold on, I'm out of this. I'm out of there. I was doing some other things because I was.
You can hear you
guys. But hold on. Oh wait, hold on.
All right.
Remember, I'm not a PC expert. I'm used to my Mac. But,
dude, I had to restart the stream because the battery died in my mouse. Did you see that?
Because what?
The battery died in my mouse, and
no,
I had
wasn't
to
there for that part.
I restarted my computer and the whole thing to get it working again.
No shit, dude. That's the worst.
Yeah. People have accused me of killing you and putting you in a freezer in my basement. They started to believe that you are no longer alive. So I'm really glad that we have this is either AI Dawn, or this is proof of life Dawn right here.
from the information I have, Dawn was killed.
Okay.
I'm trying to do some of the movements they do in AI images, but I can't do them. The really weird AI videos, how you can tell it's AI. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You need to have the wrong number of fingers.
That's exactly
That's
it. I need
what
to be
it
like,
is.
He's like, hi, dude. Or, hi. What's happening?
Oh my gosh. Now
that is so true.
The evil, I don't know if you've been up to date, but the evil address button is live, but it's not live on the main website. It's only live on the beta website. So wherever the evil address flipped that switch, it's live on beta. So you OGs that are used to going to the beta page, you can go there and flip that and scrape and roll. And then within 6 to 8 hours or less, we should see.
So scrape and roll was just enabled. Is that it, or did they just get past security?
No, the evil address flipped its own switch.
Oh, he did it.
He did it, but he didn't do it on the main page. He did it on the beta page. So if you go to the main page, see the button's not live. But if you go to the beta page, boom, I've hit scrape a few times. It looks like it's rolling about 600 dark per button hit right now. So every time someone hits this button and pays $1 or $2 in fees and gas, this hopefully we're waiting for it to show up here in this column, which it will. But I do remember we set this refresh rate to like 6 or 8 hours, because usually people are waiting 11 days to see what's on this page. So right now, it would be so cool to have it the boom, boom, boom refresh every minute, because you would just see this evil bonus like stacking up. Because I know,
Absolutely, man.
the last time that
If
the
that was
collective hacked it,
that'd be so cool too. If it was in real time, just you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
If it was animated and it was able to in real time, like count
boom,
up.
boom, boom. Yeah, and the last time that the collective hacked this button and made it
Hold on, say that
public.
again. I think it just.
Can you hear me now?
Right, that's what I remember. Yeah, it now just went fast. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hotspot it. It's on my end.
Okay.
I'm out of practice.
Yeah.
I'm out of practice. You can keep going. Don't wait on me. I'm just keep saying it because I can get most of it.
I was just saying the last time that this button was flipped on from the collective,
Right.
I think they drained it in like less than 2 hours, like completely
They did.
drained.
No, it was so fast.
It was.
Isn't this scrape and roll bigger?
The scrape and roll should be the biggest
ever.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think whatever virus I've got on my computer is contagious, because CryptoCat says his computer just crashed because he was here with us a second ago. He actually carried the stream. well,
Did he really?
I was restarting my computer and changing the battery.
Steve Stash did?
No, CryptoCat 46.
Oh, CryptoCat did. Nice, dude.
Yeah. He also mentioned that since we started the Pink Mistwell game, a deal where you can trade Pink Mistwell for the NFTs, over 19 million Pink Mistwell have been sent to the Pink Mistwell's address.
Dude, that's crazy.
And if you look back here
that's crazy.
It's let me just start. That one's here. It is Pink Mistwell. There's somebody sitting on 93 million right here, and there's someone sitting on 14 million and 10 million. The rest is all liquidity providers for the top 8 address. That's it.
The way you're saying,
I know.
Aside from number 3, everything's liquidity.
Most of these are liquidity, except for we have one address sitting on 93 million, about 9%. We've got another address with about 1.4% and another one with 1%. And then once you get back to the other address, this is like 2 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. There's only 5 more addresses with 1 million Pink Mistwell.
How many holders?
There's 73.
Yeah, and out of that 19 million,
shit.
I know I've sent 5 million back, 73. And maybe even 6 or 7 million.
Yeah, but if you go to the second page of these 73 holders, these people are probably bots right here. Actually, no, this is insane. These are liquidity addresses with like a tiniest of a fraction. So I know what these are. These right here are the old 9mm
bots?
V3 positions where you try to withdraw it and it leaves dust in there.
That's a lot of positions over there.
So yeah, this is all dust until you get up here. So there's 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 58 addresses with 1 or more Pink Mistwell. Like once you get to the second page, there's this person right here has 825 Pink Mistwell. You know, so I mean, like it's
an even number.
Yeah, it's crazy how few people have enough to even get an NFT at this point.
Yeah. Actually, you need 1 million. So, and how much is it to buy 1 million right now?
To buy 1 million Pink Mistwell, you're looking at.
Dude, when you see that, I know you can do images.
It's $165, $166 to get 1 million Pink Mistwell right now.
Whoa, seriously? So yeah, that's
and that'll get you 10 J6s and a dark.
Oh, it gets you 10 J6s.
1 million gets you 10.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking 1 million gets you 1. Yeah. I was like, dude, jump out. But still, that's a premium.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you could have minted these J6s for $5 or $6 during the minting phase.
Dude, look at that. Every PMW is worth more than Pulse was at SAC rates.
It's crazy. Here's the Pink Mist Well against Pulse. You can see the pumps that Pulse has had recently, right there and there.
Yeah.
But it's still 3 Pink Mist Well to 1 Pulse. It's been as high as like 11 or 12.
Wait, what's Pulse at? I bet you can tell I've been out of the loop, boys.
Pulse is.
We need widgets, dude. I think there's a widget we can get for StreamYard now. You have
Yeah.
to do something to it, but where we can keep prices of the tokens like in one of the corners, which is kind of sick.
Yeah, it looks like Wrap Pulse. You can see it broke out of this triangle, and now it's almost back up to SAC. So it's 4
Damn.
zeros and a 5.
Yeah, so it's more than half a sack.
It
Dude,
was
that's crazy.
it was SAC 3 zeros and a 1. I keep getting
Yeah, 3 zeros and a 1.
okay. I
when
keep
SAC,
getting.
I remember when it was like
different
4
answers.
zeros and a 1.
All right, so let me move this line right here up to 3 zeros and a 1, so I have the right amount right here. All right, so here's SAC rate up there at the top. Yeah, here's SAC rate up here. Here's the price. This is the triangle it busted out of, which is great.
Wait,
you want to see the hex
okay,
chart? Have you seen the hex chart in a while? Here's the hex chart, and I drew this support line down here from the all-time lows here, 0003.
You're on log, right?
33. Yeah, this is log.
When was all-time low? Was all-time low when when it was announced that basically Hex on Pulse is the real Hex?
I don't know. This one is on Pulse. This is the Pulse one, and the
No, I
lowest
know,
that I
but
saw it
I'm
on
wondering if
Pulse
that was the
003.
that created a bunch of FUD, and so I'm just wondering if that. I know that's the lowest for like Pulse on ETH, Hex on ETH, but I was just wondering if it was the same time. It was September last year.
Yep, September last year was
Interesting.
the lowest that Pulse has been on Pulse chain. But if you see like these bounces here, I was telling people when this price comes down to the blue line, you might
Yep.
want to back up the truck. You might want to pick up some Hex.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
Right now, has been a great entry right here. And it may continue. I mean, we never know if we'll see weekends shaken out and the price come back down to half a penny. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Dude, I remember when
Pulse.
everyone thought we'd never see 1 penny Hex ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. But then again, like I said, if it breaks this resistance, we're back at 3 cents pretty quick.
Right.
There's really
Just
not
like
a
what
lot
ETH's done,
holding
dude.
it
Like,
back from 3 cents.
we're gonna do way crazier stuff than ETH did. And the thing about ETH is, it's gonna hit 5 soon, I believe, and then we're gonna see, I believe, 10 before the end of the year.
Well, speaking of ETH right here, we'll go on the 5-year chart. As you see, we're finally back up to 46 right now. The last peak of, this is according to Google, is on
It was in November, right?
November of 21 is when it hit basically around 4,700.
Yep.
And now we're back up to 46, which is great. I think it was even higher today, but either way, this is like
It didn't break though today.
Yeah, we're expecting to. No, I don't know. Let's look at the daily. It says that it hit 46.29, 46.30. So right now is the highest, 46.34, according.
That it's ever been?
No, today. The highest it's ever been, according to this, is 46.99.
Dude, we're so close. We're so close.
And
you know what's wild is when we were talking last night, calculating that Richard. Well, now you have to recalculate it because it's gone up a decent amount today. But dude, that when everyone was trashing Richard for that ETH swap, and granted, he could have made more money in some other things. But when you do certain things, you move markets, right? And but the fact that he's like 90 million in profit right now from just that one ETH trade, 90 million in profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like, dude, just throw like just throw like 10 million in some of the longest standing projects on the chain, like some of the biggest building projects, you know.
Yep, a lot of
Go in
people are
there.
calling for 10,000 ETH now that it's finally going up. See, here's the resistance that it
Exactly.
just broke 3 times. Mr. Hard did a post about that. I'm on RH
it's gonna go to
Max's
10 soon.
page because RH Max usually posts the SAC address balance right here.
Oh, does he? Nice.
So here it is. So no, that's ETH 45.
Wait, what is? Oh, yeah, I can
Here
check
it
it
is.
later. You know?
So Pulse Chain Treasury is up over $130 million in ETH.
It's 130 million. That's so nuts. It's like everyone talking trash. Like, dude, just made almost, a fifth of $1 billion. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good for less than a year. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. He a lot of people are talking about money flowing into Pulse without it ever leaving the Ethereum, the SAC address. And
Right.
A few people are talking about possibly, I think they were hinting at farming or staking, as a way to leave it all untouched. Are there
Right.
any other ways that you can think of that this money could flow into Pulse Chain without it selling?
I think the key is a truly native stablecoin. You know what I mean? That's like backed. That can be respected.
I've got another take, gentlemen. Welcome back, Don. Good to hear your voice and see your
Thank you,
beautiful face. I think.
Likewise, buddy. I see your picture.
Yeah. Hey, put that post back up on the
Ethereum
Max?
the reserve.
or RH Max? This one?
Okay, yeah. So that strategic reserve, I think that does better for the next cycle if that's not touched. And I think we just need, I know it's easy for me to say I don't have much leveraged. I haven't been through all the pain you guys have been over the last 36 months or so. But with the suppression of ETH for the last 6 months, while institutional money were getting their back counter, backroom deals, now that institutional money has embraced ETH as a store of value, that's a little bit more to the upside as far as yield goes than BTC.
Right.
Don't quote me on this, it's pure speculation, but I don't think our alt season, I think it comes in a couple of waves, pre-waves. And then I think first quarter, it extends out to first quarter. And I think you're going to see people rotate into Pulse Chain once they've got that top signal for ETH this cycle. Because what do you do when you top out?
That would extend the bull past 4 years.
And what that strategic ETH reserve does is it says, "Hey guys, this chain is backed by, almost, over 150,000 ETH."
Right.
It's kind of like a hidden deposit that's in plain sight. Backed up by the good faith of and credit of the SAC wallet.
Absolutely.
When you get the top signal into BTC, what happens? It rolls into ETH, and then the ETH gets the top signal. What happens? Your altcoins go out. And I think it's actually been kind of a blessing that we've kind of had a slow roll up into this start, if it's even started yet, of the alt season. I think if we lock in and we just go with the flow and just keep positive, keep meeting together, keep streaming, keep showing all the positive building on Pulse Chain. I've asked both Crypto Mando and Fast Abdul in a private call, how much undeployed stable do you think is on the chain? And they both agree it's somewhere between 40 and 50 million. Now, this was a month ago. Now, this
what do
is
you mean by that? Undeployed stable. Do you mean that there are?
This is EDI.
Okay.
This is USDC that has already been bridged over. It's on the chain. but it hasn't been deployed and had a transaction yet.
Right.
It's already here waiting to be invested.
I mean, that's exciting. See, that's very exciting. And they think that's from Richard, or it's just
No,
the amalgamation
well,
of all stables.
I just think it's people looking forward, and just like marketing, we're waiting for the new marketing to happen. Everything's got to have a specific moment. Otherwise, you're just you're just exploding dry powder with little to no results.
Right.
I think a slow buildup until we get to that first 10x on either Pulse Chain or Pulse X. And once those green lights are visible, and there's many people now who are outside of the Pulse Chain that are coming over into our spaces and promoting Pulse Chain, and finding out they're surprised just how much talent and what's already been built on this chain and how liquid it is too. The low liquidity of our chain is actually our best asset. Low liquidity means small money to pump those charts.
Exactly.
And one other thing, we've had a couple of really good all-star casts and spaces. And it still blows me away that OG Hexagons have never even heard of actuator.finance. And they want more. As soon as I give them the 30-second elevator speech, it's like, that exists on our chain? I said, yes. And even Captain RG3 was on the space, and he says, Hex T is exactly right. Bill is incredibly smart, and that's one of the best kept secrets if you're in Hex.
Is actuator.
It's incredible. I mean, let's look at our actuator thing. We staked $60 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like roughly 4 months ago. Let me connect my wallet. Oh, I've got to sign back in because I restarted.
But while you're doing that, here's the important. I mean, I've had Panos and KR. I've had OG Hexagons. I can't remember all of their names because they're coming out of the woodwork now. Now that we're kind of coming to that kumbaya, the green candles bring everybody together. The number going up. There are so many products out there that these guys can't get out of their echo chamber and go out and find.
Yeah, it's bananas. You don't hear about. I'm really actually honestly surprised that this hasn't gotten a nod from Richard Hart. Like, I don't know why Richard Hart hasn't said, "Hey, stake your Hex, take your liquid T-shares, the HCT tokens, and put them to work, and go get yourself some actuator." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I spoke to Tam Tam, and God bless her. She is such an asset, and I mean that in all assets. I mean all aspects. But she got really excited because she's got some dry powder. She's grinding. She's working 6 days a week. She's DCA in it, and she's now looking into and trying to reach out and talk to the devs and talk to Bill, so she gets a firm grasp of what the site actually has to offer her. It's hard to sell this, especially, and I don't know what happened to the ICOSA HSIs. I don't know what happened to some of the other HSI protocols early on. I don't know if it was on Ethereum and it's just gas fees and whatnot, but I don't think people understand how rock solid and how value added these HSI stakes are for what for what you get.
yeah, and it's built right on top of HSI. It's built on top of Hedron.
Right.
They use the Hedron. Right? They use the Hedron delegated stakes for their delegated stakes. They just take that information and give you another token, which is the Hex time token, to extract and put to work, or extract and sell. Like, you could do like a big old stake right now, extract all your HTT and go sell it on the market, and basically get an instant rebate on your stake. Now, granted, you'd have to pay back those HTT to redeem them, but you're still accruing the Hex rewards.
Yes. Yeah.
So that $60 is almost $180. It's almost 3x in 4 months.
Yeah, and we haven't even had price up. We're still lagging on Hex's price. Where are we sitting at right now on P Hex? Are we still hovering about a half a penny, or is it better?
It's 1.2 pennies on
Oh,
PHEX.
okay.
And the
Very good.
actuator token, it's crazy because this thing is only going to be issued, or you can only farm it for 3 years, and we're
Yes.
almost
Which one?
like
Actuator?
in October. That'll be the first year of its issuance. That'll be the biggest issuance of this token.
Yeah.
And people are treating it just like ink printer or like
yes.
home we don't play that. They're just dumping. And it blows my mind. I'm like, I don't know if I'd sell all this, guys.
So
Yeah,
remind
but
me what
go ahead, Don.
You don't pay the loan back in actuator though, right? To get your stake.
No, you pay it back in hex time tokens.
In HTT, yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the utility for ACTR?
We don't know yet, but I've had I've had as much as $900 of actuator due to my staking and compounding. I'm sitting on almost $900 just in reflections or reward because I'm heavily staked with Hex on the pool, and I'm heavily staked in the HTT 7000, which is paying the best emissions from the total pool released, throughout the day.
Yeah, well, you actually there is a utility of the ACTR token. You can lock it up in a vault for 90 days right here.
Yes,
and it will earn you hex time tokens.
Yes,
as people use this system, they pay a fee. And that fee of hex time tokens, which are liquid T-shares, gets paid back to Actuator. Once the 90 days is up, you can unlock it whenever you wish. If you add to it, if you compound it, it starts the 90 days over again. So you can actually earn your
I got to get back with Bill.
Here.
Yeah, Bill was going to talk to the devs about being able to make ladders, so you could do the same yield, whichever yield pool you want to take advantage of, based on whichever day that this mature. And he thought it was a really great idea to be able to code that in where you didn't automatically, if you're on day 5, day 5, and you go ahead and lock up again, 1,000 or 1,200 or whatever actuator, instead of that 5 rolling all the way back to 90 days, you would just start another rung, if you will. You start another stake.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like I said, there are 4 parts to this. I've held people's hands through this 4-step, and then we also have the tutorial on it. But it does take a second to learn how to stake, how to extract, how to provide liquidity, and then how to deposit it into the farm. So there's about 4 steps that take some time and learning, but like I can't think of a better thing to do with your liquid T-shares while you're waiting for your hex stakes come out. Like this is next level.
Yeah, and like I said, not to sound repetitive, but it's amazing these OG, highly respected OG hexagons in the community don't even realize that Bill and his team has built this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even quite understand it until I went down into the Pulse conference and played golf, and I was lucky enough to be on Bill and RJ's team, and I was saying like, hey, what's the winning move of ACTR? I said the winning move of anti-gravity is to mint the fuel cells. That's literally, you do that, you win. That's it.
Yeah.
I said, what's the cheat code on actuator? And he was like, well, that's the farming the actuator token for the LP right now is like 68% or something back then, right? So it went from 68% up to 126% APR, down to 21 right now. So yeah, it's insane what this was paying out in actuator tokens.
What's liquidity like on any of their tokens? HTT, actuator.
Right here, there's about $200,000 to $300,000 of liquidity. here. Let's go down to the 7,000. This is V2 locked liquidity. This one has just under 300 grand right here between hex and hex time token 7,000. So the 7,000s. The 5,000 day has 266K, so over $250,000 on 5,000, and the 3,000 I believe has the least, which is about $200,000 of liquidity. So you can buy and sell your your liquid times T shares day and night, not without a lot of slippage.
How does the HTT chart compare to the hex chart? I mean, theoretically, it should be linear, slightly.
Yeah,
you know what I
no.
mean?
This is it. They're in lockstep right here.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes it exaggerates, but it basically just follows the entire price, and it tells you if you.
Hold on, but where's the hex line?
I don't think there's a hex line here.
Okay. So Don, let me try to break this down. Let's just say you put.
Well, here.
Go ahead.
Hang on. Let me just go to hex time token 3,000 and price it in hex. So here it is priced in hex. So basically, the day 3,000 has been anywhere as cheap as 60% of hex's price, and it's been as close as 0.96. So almost dead on for the 3,000s, because the 3,000s only have 3 years to mature, right?
Right.
And then as you go to the 5,000s, if you price it in hex, now don't get me wrong, there's some real good, like some crazy trading opportunities here.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So the 5,000 has been as low as 40% of hex, and it's been as high as 80% of hex. Right now, it's around 60% the price of hex.
So what that means, if you put one hex into a stake that gives you an HSI, you can take out at that 60%. You could take out 1.4 HTTs for that one hex, and then if you buy them back, that 1.4, you'd get 1.4 hex back on maturity date.
And if you look at hex time token 3,000s, those ones are basically 1-to-1 or close to 1-to-1 recently with the last pump.
Which ones are the HTT 3000 and hex?
Yeah, the 3,000s are 88% of a hex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, been trading between there and 90, huh?
Yeah. So if you're gonna buy hex, and the HTT 7000 is got like a 40% ARB or 20% ARB opportunity, just buy the HTT 7000s with the same amount of liquid dry powder, and if you hold on to it, you can sell it when it's at parity on the open market, or you can wait until day 7,000 and you take those tokens in for 1-for-1 for a hex back out.
Wait, did you say day 7,000?
Yeah.
Okay, so
hex day 7,000.
5. Obviously, because it can roll, right? Or does it auto roll, or how's that work?
No, we're almost on day. We're on day 2,800 already, aren't we?
Oh, that's right. That's right. It goes off days that are coming up, not okay.
Yeah,
I was
hex days.
For some reason,
So
like it's a 3-year, 5-year, and 7-year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on 2081 today of hex.
So I'm sorry, 2081. So you've got just under 1,000 days before the HTT 3000s mature. But like I said, if you could take $100 and buy HTTs, but you get that ARB, you get that discount, and you hold them for 1,000 days, right? That's your ARB. Your ARB is when you redeem them against a full hex.
Absolutely, and you can do that on days 3,000, 5,000, and 7,000, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if they're deployed it yet, but you can make your own custom date. Like you can do a 555 from today's current date, Yeah. So if you did a 555,
whatever day you want.
Yeah.
Here you can input the actual day.
Yeah. And then you can actually go against the chart, and it might be.
There's a couple little piles where people have done their own right here.
Yeah. So you're kind of locking it away. But the nice thing about this is if life happens and you need to take some profit, you don't have to ESS and penalize yourself for taking profit.
Exactly. That's the best part, man. That really is.
Yeah,
That's
it
that's
seems
good to
too
know.
good to be true. It seems too good to be true, but it's not. This is how real trading notes like bonds and stocks. This is how they trade on the open market. Just the way that Bill set this up in the form of a hex representing an IOU, if you will, out in the future.
Yep. And they did a really good job with it too. I agree. Are any short-term strategies you think, or is it mostly like I mean, or would shortest term really be kind of like obviously trading? But I'm just saying like when you're talking ARB, you're saying there's your ARB right there, but you're meaning to be redeemed in a little less than 3 years, right?
Well, if you buy them, see the red dots up above, you can buy that right now at the discount with that $100, right?
Right.
And then that thing could pair and go 1-to-1 instead of 1.2 or 1.4.
Exactly.
And at that point, you can just pay your slippage, your 1% slippage, and now you convert the HTT back to hex, but you
Oh, you
get
essentially
extra hex.
unlock your hex, huh? You'd essentially be unlocking your hex.
No. I'm talking
It'd be
about I'm talking about taking a stable coin and buying the HTT right now if there's a discount to hex,
yes,
like a
and then
point
using
three.
HTT to unlock the hex, right?
Well, you buy it off the open market once they come to parity. You see that chart where if you go back to that chart that
Don't you? Hold on, wait, hold on. And again, my apologies for not as and Bill and RJ I didn't get to meet them there. I got to chat with one of them a few times via messages.
yeah.
I had to let
No,
them
it's
know
all good.
I had to head home early for the golf thing, so I
Yeah.
wasn't going to be there. But I thought you were saying basically that, and so I remember I'm still embracing what actuator all of it does. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
a little behind.
Well,
But I
so
thought you were, but I follow pretty closely though, and I thought you were saying basically take your stables or whatever you're buying your however you eventually get into HTT, right? Get
yeah,
dollars, get stables, buy HTT. Then when that get it at that discount, whatever it is, let's say it's a 40% discount, so 60%.
yeah.
Then basically when it goes parity 1-to-1, then you
Swap them.
essentially take that
Swap
and
them.
you swap them. Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
you
not
swap them.
unlocking it because you can only unlock your own vault, I guess, right? Only if, well, no, but you would have a vault, right? But you're
No, you can buy these right off the open market on PulseX. Well,
Yeah,
of
but like
course.
yeah.
Dawn and Hex T, if you are already farming the actuator token, you're already providing liquidity, which means you're automatically trading back and forth
Yes.
between the hex time token and the hex just by
Mhm.
being part
Really?
of that V2 liquidity.
Oh yeah, it's baked right in the cake.
So wait a minute. So basically, and you do this all on the site, or is this something you have to go do over on
No, on the site, the
Pulse
site will do all this. So you go to actuator.finance and then you click
Right.
on launch the app and it pulls, this is the app, connect your wallet,
Mhm.
go to stakes. You
Right.
you create your delegated stake, just click new delegated stake and you can say how much hex you want and for what day right here. Like you can just choose one of these or you put in your own. Then you hit submit and it's just exactly the same as staking on Hedron.
Yeah, it looks
And-
very, very familiar.
But the all the hex that you put in are immediately able to extract, kind of like taking a home equity loan. You can extract all of those HTTs, future hex,
Which is 1-to-1, right? It's
1-to-1. And as you can see, this stake right here has earned 240 hex, which means we can take out a loan of 248 hex time tokens on it, or
Oh, wow.
extract is what they call extract. So we could take this $1.70 of hex time tokens right here, this liquid T-shares, and we could extract them over here with actions. You just hit extract, and then when you pay them back, you retire them. So retire hex time tokens is paying back your loan or what you borrowed from it, right?
Makes sense.
So anyways, you can extract them right here. And so we could, let's do this right now. I mean, hell, okay. So
because Hedron, and obviously we're still earning our Hedron because we're holding on to our stake. Let me ask you this real quick though. So is it similar though, the Hedron issuance? I know Hedron issuance is not from liquidity and anything like that, whereas this is, but is it Well, I guess that, yeah, never mind that. I answered my own question. It would invalidate what I thought would make it similar.
Yeah, Don, when you get a chance, just contact Bill at C3 Works
Yeah.
on his Twitter, or go into the Twitter page or the Telegram. He'll talk to you. I mean, he's got plenty of time. Anytime I've needed to get a hold of him or need to speak with him, he's always returned my my DMs within 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I definitely will. I forget if it was Hero RJ that I spoke with last regarding the golf, but I want to definitely be respectful at least and do my best to try to get it and then hit him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
Because you guys are doing a good job of helping me, just explaining it to
Well,
myself and whoever else is.
Let's
Is learning
pretend
it
that
right
we
now.
just barely made this delegated stake. Like we just barely made this stake. And let's say we would come here to extract, which we can extract 240 of them right now. So we'll go to actions, extract hex time tokens. We'll say, Max, yeah, we want to do that.
Yeah, but
We'll
you
hit
get it.
submit.
You just get it. You get to extract those, and those are free. That's free money, right? Like,
Well,
free.
If I want the hex back on day 7,000, I need to pay him back.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, that's where I guess I'm confused because, so it's not. So if you lock, how many did you lock originally?
I took $30 of hex and locked it up till day 7,000.
So how much was that roughly? Roughly how many? I just need
it was
to.
4 months ago.
I need to place a number.
It was 4 months ago. It says right here, actually. So
Yeah,
it'll say your principal was 15,000 hex.
Okay, which used to be $7,500
Yeah, we
bucks. That's
locked
so
up
crazy. Okay, so
15,000 hex for
yep.
7,000 days. We hit extract, which we're doing right now. Extract.
Right. So that means you get 15,000 HTT as well, though, right?
Yeah, I already extracted those and put them to work.
Oh, you already did. Okay, that's where I guess I was confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm extracting 240 hex time tokens. It's going to charge me a 1% fee that's going to be paid to the.
But you didn't put hex in for those, right?
Not yet. No. This is the hex that I've earned because I've staked. So I in the last 140 days, those 15,000 hex have earned me 240 hex in interest.
Okay, so where did those hex come from?
Those are the hex that are just paid by staking hex.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
So these are future. I can't access these, but I can access the IOUs.
It's just your yield. It's just those are just your hex yield, essentially.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so like I said, I've also got, for every hex I have a hex time token, or basically a IOU, right?
Yeah, that's interesting because what it does that Hedron doesn't do is it sounds like what it does is it offers you, instead of just loan off your principal, it offers you continued loans off your yield too.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to show you guys right here. If I hit actions and I hit extract, I'm going to extract those. I hit submit. I'm going to pay a 1% fee of my HTTs to the people who are farming in the vault, the 90-day lockup, which is the only lockup in here. And then I'm going to hit submit anyways. I'm cool with the 1% fee. So it's going to cost me a penny here to extract those 2 pennies. 2 pennies to extract them. So now I have extracted 237 hex time token 7,000s, and they're sitting right here under my wallet. So if I go over here to, where are they? I gotta show them up. Now here's the cool thing. If you go to more and you go to tokens, this will actually help you give you all of the stuff for it. So like if I go to hex time token 7,000, I go to actions. I'm going to say copy token address. So I can copy it and I can put it in my wallet. I can put it in Piteus, wherever I want. So now I'm going to manage my crypto, and I'm going to add right here. I'm going to paste this one right here, and it's going to say, oh, do you want to add it? Yeah. So I'm going to add it. So now if I come back here, you can see these hex time token 7,000s. I got my 237 that I just extracted. I can take these. I can sell them on the market. Right now, OKX doesn't read their dollar value, but there's roughly $1 or $2 of hex time tokens here, right? So I've got them right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to pools, And here's the hex time token 7,000 hex pool. I'm going to go actions. I'm going to go add liquidity.
Right.
So I've got some hex in this wallet, and I got some hex time tokens. So I'm going to put all my hex time tokens in here. So it's $1.70 worth of hex time tokens, which is 237, and $1.70 of hex, which is 134. So you'll notice I put less hex in with the hex time tokens because it's the
ratio.
Exactly.
Yep.
So $1.70 of each. I'll hit submit, and then I've got to approve it. And so we'll approve it first. So I'm sorry, we are approving the hex time token 7,000s. Then we'll approve the hex, and then we'll add the liquidity. And then I'll show you guys. I'm going to compound this into my farm.
You mean once you complete these 3 steps, these 3 dots?
Yeah. So I'm going to set that to unlimited. So I trust these guys, and I'm kind of lazy.
Hey, what's gas? I looked at gas. I was going to scrape. It was like 21 cents. Is gas gone down?
I think it has, because even scraping the evil address is like $1 or $2, which is 50 winners. You're scraping 50 lottery tickets at a time.
Quick question. Well, when saying approve that token, do you know how it's calculated? I know you say that it's our hex yield, right? I get that. Do you know how it's calculating that, right? Because is it doing it all off like at the end of the day exactly what the essentially yield per T share was?
I would imagine it's drawing off PulseX because it's the strongest DEX we have. I believe that price would be as accurate as possible on the last scan of the block to give you the ratio. But at the end of the day, the value.
I'm wondering how the yield
hex and hex
number is
time token
calculated. Like, for example, that 200, however many that he had, 237. Like how, like was that did that take basically when the rollover is for the day in hex? Does it look at exactly what the payout per T share was and then apply it spot on so that it knows there won't be any issues, or is it basically going off with the theoretical?
It's reading the hex.
It's baked in the cake. Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to Bill and his dev about that.
It's just reading the hex smart contract on.
Yeah.
Well, right. I get that it's reading the smart contract. However, correct me if I'm wrong. This smart contract wouldn't. I guess. Well, the smart contracts. I don't know how many it is. Maybe it's just one, but because if someone essentially EESs, right, then that's more yield for us, right? And so I'm wondering if it's factoring in like things like that, things like EES yield, because that can't be predicted in the hex code before it happens. I'm talking about the stuff that you can predict what the yield is going to be, but
it's reading the daily hex payout.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I was wondering.
It's probably averaging what those 2 pools that have liquidity in PulseX. It's probably taking that price too, and averaging everything from all the pools of data to try to get you the exact amount of discount you deserve for this moment in time.
Right.
I finally got to the point where I can actually add the liquidity, so I'm going to add.
Man, the chain needs some speed help, buddy. I love the chain, but my gosh, man, it's that took a while.
So here we go. So I've provided liquidity here, which is cool.
The actuator site is slower than actual pulse chain. The transactions were already cleared on the ledger. The site takes a while to update.
Okay, so it's a site issue.
So right now you can see my $3.40 right here. That's my share of this pool of the 296,000 that I've just provided. And so you'll notice that the other pair that I provided doesn't show up here. The $170 doesn't show up here because it's deposited in the farm. So this will disappear. This $3.41 will disappear when I go to earn farms, right? So now I have that PLP token, and I can go here to hex time token 7,000 hex, actions, deposit, and I got this, tiny sliver of that 300 grand. and I'll hit submit and pay another penny or so. Oh, I gotta approve it. So I'll approve it. And then I'll deposit it, and you'll see that amount in my farm go up a few bucks.
And then the only risk you run at that point is, and I say risk in quotations because we all know it. I mean, it's crypto. Is the fact that your hex that you put in that pool could theoretically all just end up into being HTT 7,000, right?
Yeah, if something crazy
At some point.
Yeah.
But there's no way to inflate HTT. It's on. See, I guess one of the reason I'm asking these questions, I can kind of questions it's especially for people that are at our level, and anyone on this chain is at a level higher than most in crypto. Is when you guys were talking before I was even all that familiar with it, I knew what it did, but just all the intricacies of it. One of the things when you asked the question, Max, you said, why is it that Rich, I wonder why Rich hasn't endorsed this, right? And I was like, okay, that is an interesting question. Like, why wouldn't he if it's this good? And then the only thing that I'm maybe thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong with this thought, or if you think if it doesn't sound accurate, by that's an interesting little dip and then recover on that green line up the top one. But this is essentially that the power of that compounded yield and paying your future self is that, and I know with Hedron, he essentially co-signed it, but I guess what this does that's in addition is it's basically, he could maybe see it, tell me if I'm wrong, as like not robbing, but taking the liquid power out of the future yield of hex.
Nope.
Or would that not make sense?
No, it wouldn't happen, because the only way that you can create a hex time token is to stake hex.
Right. I get that.
So you can't inflate the supply, and if you dump your supply of HTT, you're basically giving up your future hex.
Right. Right. I know. I see that part. I guess I'm thinking chain wide instead of just hex wide. I'm saying that because there aren't any like native pulse chain stables, meaning like where they're like, you know what I mean, like a DAI or a USDC, like one that is like tied to a dollar or a perfect algorithmic stable. You know what I mean? Something like that. We don't have that yet, and I'm just thinking that if people are wanting to access that future yield, not the number of tokens, but just that financial value, the economic energy, then couldn't you argue that if they're wanting to take profit in that and go buy a burger with it, that value is exiting the chain way earlier than it would? And that's the whole point of ideally making the hex be staked, is you can't access that economic energy until your stake is actually up.
Yeah, but it would be the same thing as selling hex and taking that money off of Pulse Chain.
Well, right, but yes, but you can't sell stake like before these tools, you couldn't sell stake hex, and that was one of the beauties of it, and one of the things that made the project so powerful. You had everyone buying and no one selling. And so what I'm saying is, yes, that hex is still not being sold, and that's a good thing. But economic energy that's being put up for liquidity or whatever, that's being accessed from. I mean, you could do it daily if you had a big enough stake where it made sense to pull dollars out of the chain daily. You could be doing that, and that energy it's not hurting the hex, but it just could be the economic energy leaving. But I think it's I'm just trying to think how that logic's flawed.
Yeah, but Richard doesn't say not to take profit. He just says do it right. There's a way to take profit.
No, I'm not saying. No, I love the tool. I'm just trying to answer I was trying to think of answer to Max's question. Max,
multiply that by 1,000. Just that little stake, that number, that $1.70. To your point, Don, multiply that little stake that you just farmed and locked up. Say that was a multiplier of 1,000, and every day you had, what would that be, 17,000, hex tokens or dollars worth of hex to take off of. Hey, that's good on you for holding up the price by staking and taking your reward, your reflection reward, and putting it in your wallet and hopefully doing something good with the money.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I guess I'm trying to think if people had just hex and that was all they had, right? If that was the only coin you could own, that or stable, right? If you could only own that or a stable, and you bought hex, right, and then you staked it. Let's just say you bought hex and then you staked all of your hex. You could not take any economic energy out of the chain before these tools. Does that make sense?
You could EES
Yes, you could EES.
and take that money out of the tool. But here's the deal: is you're actually
That would
selling
hurt.
it to someone you're selling it to someone who's still got to wait for day 7,000, 3,000, or 5,000. So it's the same as people selling HSI stakes.
Right. No, exactly. Well, except for, well, tell me if this is where I'm thinking it's different. The HSI stakes are just the stake, but you can only access the stake value, like the stake hex number, right? It's whereas this is the stake hex stake number plus the number of tokens you get in yield, but accessible immediately in real time, as opposed to when your stake is over, whereas Hedron doesn't address that.
Yeah, but somehow Bill, because he's a bonds tradesman by profession, this happens all the time with real world assets, what we call paper gains. I have a maturity date
Right.
of 1 year, and it's going to pay me 0.25% on my $1,000. Yeah, so I'm going to get $25, but I can't wait that long. Something came up, so I sell that to Max, and Max
Right.
gives me maybe he gives me just a straight grand, and he's going to pocket the $25, and it matures a week from now. So he's going to say, "Yeah, hey buddy, I'll buy that off you. I can wait a week and grab your $25."
Right.
Yeah, it's just the value of delta, like they say in options. Delta is time,
Sure.
right? And so, this is like that's almost like saying, if I have a house, my house is worth $500,000, right? I can go to the bank and get a home equity loan for $300,000, right?
Right.
That doesn't hurt the housing market if I take that $300,000 and blow it.
Right.
Because I've already my whenever I sell my house, I still got to pay that back. So do you see what I'm saying with like the hex stakes, like where that economic energy is still here? It's just being.
Well, I guess I do. I guess I'm thinking of let's make things very. I'm just trying to think basic numbers. Let's say there's 1,000 USDC on Pulse Chain and 1 million hex. Okay, let's just say that's all. The chain was programmed to only hold 2 tokens. Okay, let's just say that. And all 1 million hex were staked, right? No economic energy. Now, granted, what's the purpose of the chain? No one would be using it. And this is, we can move on after this, because again, my point was just answering that, like thinking the theoretical answer to that question, because it is a powerful tool. I think it would be something that should be highlighted. Richard highlighting a tool is also a powerful thing. But I'm saying, like, if you, in that theoretical scenario, if you have all the hex staked and you have the USDC on and you got, what I say, 1,000 of those USDC, none of those USDC, obviously you have to have liquidity somewhere, but none of those USD, and then let's say you have the OA stack. Let's just say you have the OA stack. You still have hex liquidity on there because people are going to be buying in and out with USDC, and that's what makes price go up. But I'm saying if people, but now let's add HTT. Let's just add one of the HTTs, okay? And then let's add, US. Well, we keep the same USDC. Now what you have throughout is, instead of, and I remember I lumped Hedron in with this. Like, I meant these tools. I wasn't just saying this. I'm saying with these tools. I'm saying that economic energy can now leave the chain, whereas before it couldn't because it was all staked. Does that make sense?
Well, I think what you're getting to is the delusion. So if you have, if you have like $1,000 on chain, and it's split between two
keep in
tokens.
mind bridge dollars, yes, bridge dollars, like bridged USDC, yes. That's an important part of it.
There's $100 or $1,000 of economic energy. Obviously, the more tokens you have on that chain, if they all suck the same amount of energy out of them, it dilutes them into more tokens, but the number on chain hasn't changed.
Correct. Yeah, the number doesn't change.
Now, here you can see
But no, but
A
listen,
lot of
but
economic
dollars,
energy leaving Pulse right here.
right?
So where did it go?
You're saying that you're saying where the economic energy leaving from dark.
From all of Pulse. Like this is showing
Okay,
dark. So like
keep in mind
let's
this
go
is
to
this
grab
is
Pulse.
well in the see, and what I'm saying is in the scenario I was saying where you have USDC, you have USDC bridged over, you have Hex, and you have HTT. In this case, the money, like the dollars, the actual the stable leaves Pulse Chain, right? Like the
Mhm.
thing that can be cashed into the bank leaves Pulse Chain is what I'm saying. Like whereas if these tools didn't exist, and I know these are why people didn't like them in the beginning, the whole point was delay of gratification and stuff like that. Whereas we need things like this because as XT is saying, it's very real world. It's very much a mirror of the real world. But I'm just saying that is, yeah, you're right. The number doesn't change. And in crypto, we're used to volatility, but I'm just saying, TVL is important on a chain, right? And you have less TVL. That's I guess what I'm saying is with HTT theoretically, I mean, yes, you could EES your stake also, right? But that damages you. Whereas in this case, it's just I'm just saying it's just dollars
Just
leaving the
remember,
chain.
the HTT is not a hex. It's an
Right.
IOU given to you by the
Right.
actuator protocol, holding your hex as collateral.
Correct. No, yeah, I understand that part very fully. I'm just saying that can you, Max, can you see on my, and both of you, can you see in that in my the thing I'm saying how the TVL on the chain would change in my unrealistic scenario.
Right. Well, here's a picture. Here's a market cap chart of Pulse. Right.
Right.
Went up and tried to tap $1.7 billion of market cap. And down here, it's at $131 million.
This is just the token Pulse, though, right? This isn't TVL of Pulse Chain.
No, but it's a pretty good idea. This is the layer one. If
exactly,
Ethereum's price did this, then that meant that much money left Ethereum. A ton of money left Pulse between March of 24 and March of 25. So March to March was a horrible time to be in Pulse Chain at all.
Yeah.
Any of the tokens. There were a few that probably.
I know people that got in like right then, dude. Literally right then. Oh.
So where did that money go?
$1 billion.
Over $1 billion is gone. Yeah.
I mean, to be accurate, in this case, it went out of the token W Pulse, right? But in the scenario we're saying, I mean, that it went into USD. I mean, specifically, it went into USD.
Or maybe it was bridged over to Ethereum.
True.
It may
exactly.
This $1 billion may or may not have left crypto. It probably did.
Yeah, I'm not saying crypto. I'm just saying the chain.
Sure. I'm just saying you can move from one chain to another, right?
Absolutely.
So this economic energy went somewhere. And then we went from 140 million. Now we're back up to 400 million. So we're almost up back up to $500 million, right? So a few $100 million of energy has entered the layer one token for us, right? So where did that money come from?
Which one? You're saying the fact that it's jumping up? I mean, it's in the scenario we're saying it's essentially dollars or crypto that is tied to dollars coming back on chain. And I'm saying crypto is tied to dollars to keep things very simple. I've been teaching a lot of crypto lately in the last couple months to people that don't know it very well. So
just like staying in base 10. Yeah, right. We understand. You're just trying to stay in base 10, something we can all easily calculate.
Right, and so I'm basically saying that Max, when you're saying where that comes from, I mean that came from a token of value. Obviously, that if this was just representing, let's just pretend this is chain TVL. If I said let's pretend this is chain TVL, are we still able to talk about the thing you're highlighting?
I'm not highlighting anything. I'm asking the same question you are. You're talking about will hex time
tokens? I'm saying yes. Money let TVL
give
went total
people
value
another place to take money off the chain. Is that the question?
Well, it's just like this, right? Like let's just think banks in the real world, right? Like ideally, you would want, if you're a bank, you want to have the most total value locked. I mean, there's a lot of other metrics, right? But you want to have the most dollars in your bank, right? Because that's power. And I'm saying that as a chain, you want to have the most. You have, I mean, like Bitcoin's got the most total value locked. Ethereum's number 2 in terms of chains, and so to answer the question that you were asking when you're saying where does that money come from, that would come from other banks into our bank, just to to use like an analogy.
Yeah. Old Glory has put quite a lot of money on the chain in the last 6 months from people's personal bank account.
I love them. I bank with them too, and I enjoy every interaction I have with them has been flawless and seamless. But
Yeah,
I guess,
me too.
is that what I'm like? I guess again, I was just proposing an answer to when you said why wouldn't Richard co-sign this, and I'm saying that I just think if for him to single something out, it has to be like revolutionary, right? And I think this is revolutionary. It's like not only are you collateralizing, like Hedron's collateralizing your hex stakes for access to a token that can get you access to liquidity instantly, right? And this not only does that, it also says, and we're going to provide you ongoing access to the hex that you would be earning along the way.
Yes, absolutely.
And that which is excellent. And then, like you said, in terms of bond markets, we've always needed things that are like TradFi on this chain. It's something that I think does set us aside from a lot of the other chains that have been recently built that have gotten hype. Solana aside, Solana's done they've done some cool things in terms of like TradFi types of tools, but still, I think Pulse Chain beats it. You know what I mean? Quite a bit in terms of the ingenuity and things that exist on here, and so it's definitely needed. I maxed those are only 2 answers. Like I know it was jumping back quite a bit, but I couldn't get it out of my head of like why he couldn't. But I'm saying the only answers I could think of is it could cause value to lead, like people would be more incentivized to do this than they might be to emergency and a stake, right? Because it's less risk for them, so it might be easier way to reduce total value locked.
Yeah.
Which
here's some culture shock, some reality. So you guys know I hang out when you guys aren't streaming. AG Project IO is my base. This is my project. This is my home base. This is HQ. Okay, this is where I belong. But I've been branching out throughout the community with the DGen. There are people that will never stake 1 hex because they're just going to wait and ratio trade that thing to their best advantage. And then they're going to hit the sell button on their 10x or 1000x, whatever. They don't care what the TVL is. What they care about is there's an opportunity to make money, and they're going to make money.
Right, of course. No, and that exactly, and that's why my hypothetical, I was saying, let's pretend every one of those hexes staked, aside from those in liquidity, and then those held by OA, which in the example I was using, the very dumbed down, unrealistic one, I was saying, in that case, he'd be the only LP, and so it'd be like you're having dollars leave. But yeah, no, people that are ratio trading, and that's also a strategy. It's also as we know, it's a losing game unless trading is, and that's why staking hex is so phenomenal. And so, to anyone watching this, remember everyone anyone that's new to this project or new to this chain that's watching, and I mean new to this chain, meaning in the last couple of years, if you're not familiar with hex, what banded us all together was the fact that we all believed in delayed gratification. And really a number of values, but really delayed gratification is the center behind it, and financial prosperity. And so we all believed in, oh my gosh, here's a tool on chain. I mean, it really was the first DeFi tool in crypto, wasn't it? Like it was the first. I'm pretty sure it was the first DeFi project, if I'm not mistaken. And correct me if I'm wrong. For someone find another one, but I don't really think DeFi was really being.
There was BitConnect.
Do
you guys remember BitConnect?
Yeah, but that wasn't DeFi. That was CeFi.
Okay, what about BitConnect 2?
What's that?
What about BitConnect 2?
BitConnect 2?
Yeah, the sequel.
I don't remember BitConnect 2.
Oh yeah, it took a bunch of people's money too.
Dude, when was this?
right after BitConnect fell apart.
Same people?
I'm imagining there's someone close to him.
Oh, dude. So I was thinking about Luna earlier today, and just how I remember that day vividly. And I only got stung a little. It wasn't even a sting. I got, a little scrape. But dude, that hurt a lot of people, dude. There were a lot of suicides from that, bro. No joke.
Crazy.
And that's, I guess that's the, like, we focus on and this chain. We all, again, what banded us together was delaying gratification. And again, what these tools do is they're necessary for the chain because people need real world tools. They do. No, go against is a strong word. No, I will say this. They do, using them goes against the things that Richard Hart teaches and what he taught for us to do. You know what I mean? For those that follow him to do.
But he's talking about the pump and dumps and false utility and VCs coming in and using the chain as a liquidation asset. He's never been against.
What I'm saying though is I'm saying the delayed gratification part. I'm saying that
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. Right.
Or staking your hex and then potentially undoing that by emergency ending a stake, or another derivative to extract your financial energy before you were supposed to get the big reward, right?
Yeah.
That's that's what I'm saying is against like what he teaches.
Yeah, but here's the reality. I'm 52. I could retire today if I wanted to, but I'd have to give up a really cush job. And I'm still young and I like what I do. There are guys that have spent 45 years in the trade and have nothing and have to work every day of their life because they didn't delay the gratification. They got more money in the check. They spent more money in the check. Easy come, easy go. They're on the third ex-wife and they're 50 DWI.
Yep. 100%, dude. It's so true. That's why delaying gratification is so important, And so, as with any tool, just again, make sure you use and I just want actuator to know if they're watching. I think it's an incredible tool. I was simply answering a theoretical question that Max was, or I was giving a theoretical answer to the question Max had asked. And maybe theoretical is not the word. What's when rhetorical? Maybe like maybe it was a rhetorical question when you asked it, Max. But yeah, I think it's a phenomenal tool. I think it's needed for the chain. I think it's a huge net win for the chain. And I understand why some of the hex purists aren't like, don't want to ever part with their hex for another token. I understand that. But you know what I mean? I'll be using the tool. I'll make that clear. I'm very much I'm blessed and cursed with an active mind, and I have to understand like every side of an issue, especially if a topic sparked, like Max had sparked it by asking that question.
There's no reason the three of us are sitting here yapping for an hour and 45 minutes because it's providential. All of us come from the same. We're cut that same way. We want to know not just the what do I need to do, but the why. Why should I do this instead of that? And that's good. That's good that we're using the intellect that God gave us. Or, I hate to be biblical, but what we've been bequeathed is, and we're also educators. All three of us are educators. We want to truly educate anybody that will give us the time of day to listen to us speak.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's cool stuff, man. Like,
hey Max, do we have any comments? Is the audience asleep yet? We have any chats?
I know. I apologize. I often hijack, and that's not what I mean to do. You should maybe have a rule where I need to stay muted for like the first 30 minutes.
You're good. You're good. Jonathan Compulse says actuators net positive for Pulse Chain. I still do Hex.com stakes. It's in my blood. Oh, I'll never do another Hex.com stake for the rest of my life. I'll never do native, ever. I'm so paranoid about my address getting compromised and then not being able to move those stakes without EESing them. I like the idea of moving my stakes around.
I see what you mean. Yeah, you're saying for while. See, that's a huge thing. Is, dude, for securing, obviously, what's been taught as well as by Richard is wallet security, and then you can go real deep in it with some of the excellent people from our community. And but the gosh, I was just thinking of the name of the person from our community, but there was a point I was making. Remind me the last like few words you said.
I was saying that I want to be able to move my stakes if I want to.
For security, like these tools are mandatory because what was always taught was wallet security, right? And it's like, okay, hey, you know what? Like maybe a war happens and that safe that is protecting the metal plates, maybe a bomb hit, maybe we get into war and a bomb hits, God forbid, who knows, if you lost those seeds and but you still somehow have your wallet, you want to make sure you can transfer it to another wallet, but ASAP,
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you're going to be able to find your seeds on your wallet, but it is good to be able to have that for any compromisation. If you get compromised for any reason, it's a huge benefit. Because dude, nothing be worse than watching your shit in your wallet that someone else has access to and can bleed at any time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been while you guys were talking, I was going over here to beta.agproject.io, and it shows, it rolls most of this. It does do a 3% tax that it pays to the mystery box or the collective, but I haven't seen the mystery box balance change. So that makes me think that maybe this beta page is not truly scraping. There might be a piece missing that the devs have to tackle, because like I said, if you're good at evil, I can scrape, and I just scraped here on stream, but it shows.
But it's interacting with a smart contract, right?
It's interacting with something. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's on chain.
I should say you're signing a transaction, right?
I am signing a transaction in OKX, but OKX doesn't necessarily talk to the chain
I'm
or
so glad I never went to OKX, dude.
That
internet money over OKX, guys. Just saying. Or stay with oh my gosh, I still stay with Rabby. I mean, I know I downloaded the shit out of them, but I still use it with some things.
Yeah, I thought that the
internet
evil
money I
bonus,
converted most everything to.
I thought the evil bonus wasn't showing up because of the delay in the refresh of this page, but I think I'm throwing, transactions on either on testnet, or I'm throwing transactions into the wind that are not.
You couldn't
really
do it on
hitting.
testnet though, unless it swapped your wallet to testnet.
It depends on what this website is interacting with, doesn't it?
Well, no, but what is your wallet? But your wallet would say what it's signing which chain it's signing the transaction on.
It does, but it doesn't actually check with Pulse Chain to see if that's true.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute, but if your wallet is on, if you remove testnet from your wallet, let's just say that you remove that RPC. Well, I guess it's then that'd be a way to know.
Yeah, it says I'm on Pulse Chain right now. Right. And so, like I said,
theoretically, it shouldn't swap
scrape
chains without notifying you.
Well, I'm just saying that this website, the beta, is maybe not doing on-chain transactions the way it used to.
Well, we can check it. Let's check the hash after you do it.
Change.
Let's look at the hash after you do it and see which contracts it interacted with.
Okay. Because it was showing the correct amount. It was roughly 600 dark that were getting rolled every time we hit the scrape button, and I think it threw like 13 or 18 to the mystery box. So when this is done, I'll do that. I'll actually pull it up on chain. So if you go to history,
that way we can verify.
Contract interaction. It says that it's done right here. So it made me pay that 2,000 the fee. So if I click on this and then I click on transaction, this is going to put me on scan.pulsechainfoundation.org. And here, it shows the transaction hash. It shows 202 dark leaving the evil address, and 196 going into the
1996.
let's see. Well, no,
Well, that's a proxy.
that's not the, well, it says it's a proxy, yeah.
Yeah.
But it should go to the Jackpot box, and then there's
Click
6
on
here
that.
going
Click on
to
that
dark.
address. Click on the one it went. Yeah, click on that.
Okay. DD.
Sorry, you guys are sending your dark to the. You guys are sending dark to the devs. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Okay, creator. Click on creator. I mean, it's probably a protocol that created it because it's a proxy.
I believe that 47FD
Yeah.
is C47FD, right? Oh, I thought
You
maybe
could do
that
find
was
on page. You could do Command F and find on page, or Control F. Sorry, and I always think Mac.
Let's see, what was that? 40F.
47DF. 47DF.
47DF.
Yeah, none. On page 1 at least.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
Well,
So I think
you can see its tokens. You can go to its token list if it has tokens, but I know it's a proxy contract.
let's see here, 470F, address details, transactions. Yeah, this actually doesn't show you a list of tokens.
It's EOA up top. Let's see. Did you go to the balance? Did you find a balance?
No, it just doesn't have them here.
Copy the address and then just paste it in there just to see if it gives us a different layout than if you click it from a transaction hash. Because I know, or you can go to Otter and see if it does anything else on Otter.
Maybe I'll try it here. It's on this one right here. Paste. We'll go with
The My
scan
Pinata
my
one.
pinata.
You were on the Pulse Chain Foundation one, huh?
This one still doesn't have a list of tokens. It says token
yeah,
0.
token 0. Exactly, yeah. And it says Pulse balance 35,000, nothing. So yeah, it's basically it's sending it to something like for single use. I mean, it's doing proxy transaction. So see where it's ending up. But is that sending anything out? Like that's gotta be. Well, see, I'm trying to remember exactly how the scrape and roll part works. I mean, I'm confident that all is good. Obviously, I'm not concerned. These are more the conversations that Max and I will have behind the scenes. We just geek out on the smart contracts and things like that. But yeah, that transaction. Go back to that transaction and see if, or better yet, let's see. Go to the Jackpot contract. That's what you want to go to just to see. Or did you say you already checked that and nothing changed?
Well, the problem with going to the problem
you can't
with
trust
Pulse
the
Chain
scanner.
is that it's not up to date.
It's not in real time. Exactly.
No, it's not real time, so you could be behind on that one. But if you look at dark right here, the mystery box is sitting at 48691. And granted, this isn't updating, but it should be going up by like 2, 3, 10, whatever the 3% fee is.
Right.
On that one. So.
Yeah. See, but again, checking it's pointless to check the Jackpot because it literally is the data.
Yeah, I was just really hoping to see this bonus start piling up there on the
but if it is reading off, depending on if it's reading off one of the, if it's reading off some of the explorers, then obviously it could be delayed as well.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they built in to the website that function to display that data is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And we got to figure out how the evil address turned the scrape button on in beta, but did not turn the scrape button on the main website. Because look, you can't scrape on the main website, which makes me think that the beta is
proxies or the evil address is direct a wallet.
Yeah, it makes me think that the beta page is pointed towards something else now. you know, the beta might be doing some transactions with some other.
What's been changed with Scraper? Okay, this may be a more of a offline discussion, not because there's any. I mean, we'd report all back. I'm just saying, just because it can be tedious, but it would end up being more Max catching me up on some things that I, for meetings that I wasn't in, as far as basically how what did any redevelopment, because as you know, when the website got revamped and got redesigned, some of the, again, like the things that you're seeing how it's reading got redesigned, and that's what I'm not sure, because there hasn't been a scrape and roll since this has been up and running, right?
No, there has not been a
Exactly.
scrape and roll since Journey 3. I
See,
think
the
Journey
smart
3 was the
contracts
last
haven't
time.
changed though. Yeah, but see, the smart contracts haven't changed a lick, and so that part's the interesting part of it. I'm wondering if it's something the chain's doing, like if it's some privacy features or something, doing some proxy thing. I don't know. I don't think it's pointed anywhere wrong though. I mean, it's and we don't have any way to verify it except for because the block explorers. Gosh, man, there needs to be a better explorer.
Yeah, well, speaking of there needs to be a better explorer, welcome back to Pulse Chain, Hexiest Man on Earth, because our little
Going
friend,
back to
our little woodland
crypto
creature
in
friend,
general.
Red Squirrel, has been cooking all of this up, including
It's
the
building,
codex.
man.
So here's the codex, which is kind of like an explorer right here. As you can see, it's connected to this wallet right here. So you can see my Hex, PulseX, Pink Miss Well, Bria, Dark. You can see all that stuff right here. You can see some of the NFTs and so forth. I wonder if we take that address, if this will actually give us a better version of it. So let's go to, like you said, let's go to the Jackpot box, which ends in 90B6. Let's throw that into Codex here. Right here, we'll paste it into, well, we'll try to paste it. There we go. We'll paste it in there, and then we're going to say add address. And we'll see if we can look at what's going on here. Tokens. Here's my tokens. Here's my LP positions. It doesn't show LP positions yet. That'll be nice when it shows the LP positions. But here's the transactions.
Is it supposed to show LP positions? Like I mean, obviously it says that there, but
yeah,
I'm saying,
I mean,
like I don't see something
DBank
saying
used
like
to.
under construction. So like, is that a feature not yet launched, or is it just not functional at the moment?
It's not launched yet.
Okay.
Why? What? Let's see if it's still okay. Yeah, here's showing the dark. So there's $445,854 of dark in the Jackpot box right now. That's pretty healthy. $500,000.
And then go to transactions.
Not quite $500,000. Transactions. You can see it paid 22,000 pulse as the fee for scraping right there.
Right.
Here's the.
Okay, well, so that part's working, right?
I believe so. Yeah, let's look at this.
I mean, the fact that it's there on the Jackpot box.
This takes us to scan.pulsechain.box. And success from this address to B63. Look at this. So B63, is that the mystery box? No, that's.
Yeah. B63.
Nope, B63 is the evil address.
It's the Jackpot, right? No, that's evil.
Evil. So it interacted with the evil address there. Let's see. Here we go.
Yep, which is what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, so we scraped. This is the demo account's address. It went from here. It went to there. And then 202 dark went to B63, which is the evil address. That doesn't make sense that it would go to the evil address. And then this one
no,
here,
but it has to
6
take
dark
it,
are going to 79C5.
Well, but it does interact with the evil address.
Yeah, it would. It would definitely be interacting with the evil address.
Right.
So the question is, it's sent
202 dark, 196 dark, and then 6
to
dark.
79C5. Let's click on that one and see what it says.
Hey,
This one
brother.
has 2 tokens. Yeah,
I
go
gotta-
ahead.
Yeah. This is good stuff. I'm actually interested in it, but I got up at the ass crack of dawn this morning and I did sleep really well. But I do appreciate Don. It was good to hear your voice and interact with you. We got to do this more
Always,
often.
man. It's a blessing.
Hopefully you're getting to a season where you can get some more of your own personal care. You got to do that too. All of us here that give so much to other people. Sometimes you got to give to yourself as well.
Agreed. I was just listening to Jordan Peterson earlier, and he was I believe in that concept so much. I teach it to people, and then it's we're not the best at doing it sometimes.
Yeah, especially when we're geared to be the one that's always expending capital into other people.
Yeah, dude, that it's so interesting. That's exactly how he phrased it. Was he said, if you care about people, you will. If you're a caring person, is what he said. If you're a caring person, you will care about those that you love, your kids, your wife, your parents, like everyone, your friends, all their feelings, right? And then you basically you're walking around with so much stress that is stuff that you can't control anyway.
Right. Yeah.
You got to just and so he's like, the challenge for caring people is to set aside that worry and literally focus, give themselves care, because otherwise what happens if you just keep doing that worry? You die. And that's facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
very good.
Stress is a real killer.
Yeah. But when you're a sheepdog like we are, and we're gifted to do that, the hardest 2 things for a man to do is to ask for help. Right.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is to get to a point where you realize that you've got to seek that realize you don't always have the answer. So
Exactly.
you need to surround yourself, and you need to have the discernment of who you're going to entrust those deepest secrets with you, because it's not for everybody. You have to have that discernment. More people get damaged by revealing things that are to other people that are using it for capital against you as leverage instead of trying to help you offload that.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so amazing. Narcissists, for example, like when they call them vampires, that's real. Like, and there's it's no joke, but those they'll definitely drain your spiritual energy, and they'll burn you, and they'll also just burn you for no reason. Like you could be great to them and get burned.
Yeah, and one last thing. None of us can be effective, even the 3 of us. None of us can be effective helping each other until that other person wants to be helped. Here's another way of saying it. People will not change unless the pain of staying where they're at is worse than the pain of taking a chance and making a different choice in their life.
This is true. Now, also as a professional interventionist, I will also say that, because it's my job to basically help those get help that are not asking for it. It's those that love them asking for it. But your point still applies, in the sense that, so I'm a vehicle to try to unlock that piece in them that is aware that the pain is too much to bear, to keep bearing. You know what I mean? And that's sometimes, as humans, we will bury it, because dude, especially as addicts, man, that's what destroys us, is we don't want to look at it, and so that's what keeps us in the cycle. It's like we traumatize ourselves and our families, and then we want to basically just and I know it's not a recovery podcast, but we want to
what are you talking about? This is crypto.
Yeah.
We're
Crypto
all
is in recovery. Dude,
we're all in
crypto
recovery.
is filled with people that are in recovery. It's amazing to me.
Yes. All right. Anyway,
And we're all in recovery from something.
Yeah, I gotta bid you adieu, and
Yes,
I'm gonna close myself out with always reminding, if you are gracious enough on 2x speed to get to the second hour of the podcast, slow down right now, because I want to let you know you matter and you are of immeasurable worth.
Amen.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
Have a good night, my man.
one of our devs is awake, just woke up and jumped in Telegram, and they're looking into these transactions and
I was
figuring
just
out
thinking this side,
why
man.
the 3% fee is going to that other address, not the mystery box, and where the other one. So like I said, this one's
Oh, I know why.
sending
I know why.
196 to 90B6. Why is that?
That's all that is just the fee. That's the one that is the dark's going exactly where it needs to though, right?
No, this dark's going 67,000 dark is in this address 90B6. So maybe this is the owning contract of the
Yeah.
smart contract. Does that make
That's
sense?
what I'm thinking. That's it. And the thing is that what you could do is go to some of the previous scrape transactions.
Okay,
If you're
so
able to pull
check
them up
this out.
easily.
This is a collective address right here.
It's a collective address.
Yeah, so when the collective hacked the evil address,
Right.
and vaporized and nuked all of its holdings,
Right.
it was sending them to one of its own addresses. And so as
Right.
we're hacking, the evil address hacked itself, it's actually sending tokens to to another address. It's sending tokens to that one. Now I'm guessing this one right here, 90B6, is the owner of so 90B6, it's so it is sending more and more of the tokens to the jackpot address. So that's the jackpot address. 90B6 is jackpot address, and so it is sending the correct amount there.
Yeah,
it's just
working as
sending
it
the
should.
3%. Instead of sending the 3% fee tax to the mystery box, it's sending it to another address that the collective set up. So there's 327 dark have been paid to that address.
That one went to, that because the 3% is the space toll.
Yeah.
And that I don't think that space toll was never a return to mystery box. You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's working the same way it always has. I bet if you were to go and look at a previous scrape contract, you'd see the same thing.
Yeah.
Or at least the same logic.
The good news though is that I wish I had known how much dark is in in the jackpot box before we started scraping. Right now it's showing
you mean just to know?
67,000.
Yeah,
we'll see.
historical balances.
It says 67,000 there, but if we go to full chain scanner, it still says 67,000. So wait, 67,606. Yeah. So I think this might actually be up to date.
What tool do you use to look at a chart of historical balances, or is there not one that I just can't think of one off the top of my head right now? But I'm sure I'll find it in a sec.
I'm sure there's one. I haven't looked that up though.
I'm saying what crypto tool lets you graph historical token balances? The word graph should be sufficient, but let's see. You got a few solid options: coin tracking, graphs token balances over time, trade stats, portfolio, OK link, and then Etherscan balance checker. Snapshot of Ether ERC20 balances at specific dates or block numbers. Yeah, that's true. What you would do is you basically just look at previous essentially balances each block, and then you basically filter out any noise of. Well, no, you would just have you'd have it be continuous over time. So you just flatten you wouldn't make it, like every block. You'd make it, every day or something. But you can chart it by blocks. You just need to overlay those onto a calendar.
Well, I'm wondering. I'm wondering. So we know that it is working. We know that it is that the beta is working. The scrape beta is working. What we don't know is why the bonus isn't showing up on the website yet.
That's what I was thinking. It's just a front end issue of some sorts, and that's what I don't know is that logic of what where that is pulling to display. You know, because if it was pulling from even the block scanner, then we can see it on the block scanner now. You know.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to see how much was rolled because it's gonna it's already in the jackpot address. It's just moving from the hands of the evil address into the third payout. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it'd be really interesting to see when this pops up. Well, hopefully our all of our devs are on wildly different sleep schedules, as are we. You know, me and Don aren't even on the same sleep schedule anymore.
Yeah,
there was a time when we would just stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning every morning, geeking out and
Seriously,
building out
dude.
this project. And then,
dude, I know. I think, dude, that can end up taking a toll, man.
It does, because like you were saying earlier, at some point it quits being productive, but then again, we're geeking out so hard.
It's so enjoyable is the thing. Yeah. It's so enjoyable. It's yeah. When you think like this, it's just how important sleep is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so healthy.
Live learning right here. Later, Hex T. Have a great. Have Don here. Great to have Don here tonight. Thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan, definitely
thank you, brother.
look into HSI stakes. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, what did they say?
Jonathan's saying he likes being able to lock his hex and not be able to touch it. And then Steve Stash was saying look into HSI stakes.
Oh yeah. Who was he saying that to? The chat?
He was saying that to Jonathan Kampala.
Okay, yeah. So Jonathan doesn't know about HSIs. Well, theoretically, with HSIs, I mean, you're getting an HSI when you're doing actuator because it's utilizing the tech of HSI. It's built on top of it, right? It's just smart contracts that utilize those smart contracts.
Hey, did you want to see? I was going to jump into my Dr. Doge real quick and show you guys.
Yeah, let's check this out.
I don't want to brag, but I'm kind of curing cancer and saving humanity. And if you look at these work units, this is what my GeForce RTX 3070 has done. My graphics card.
I gotta see my 40.
Dude, I bet you can smoke me. You can smoke me if you put a couple of machines on
yours. Even though mine's 40 series, yours is a far better. Well, depends on what your mine's newer, obviously. Yours is more powerful. Because it's the 40 series is the first 2 digits, but then yours is an 80 versus mine is 60. You know, and so that makes a big difference. Only reason I know that stuff is because for my son's birthday, we're in the process of getting him this laptop, and we're trying to find the ideal one, and he wants to get used so that he can get like the max amount of laptop for the amount we told him he could spend. And so he's all about wanting the best frames per second for Call of Duty, you know. And so I'm like, all right. So I'm helping him research and using AI, and so I'm learning about all these different graphics cards, which, you know, I've never in my life paid attention to the graphics cards. I've just bought my Macs. Well, I shouldn't say never in my life. Back in the day when I build PCs, you know, but this is before I ever gotten a Mac, which was over 20 years ago. You know. Yeah. So that's how I know about these things. And so yours is better because mine's a 4060, yours is a 3080, and that 80 over 60, at least in terms of how it performs, because I asked it, utilize the same criteria to evaluate how much better this one. It said yours would be 80 to 100% better than mine would be. Now that's just assuming the graphics card alone, like you have to factor in the processor, you know, the CPU and all that stuff. But
yeah, and I've read some of these projects on stream, but you can see project 18806. I got 1% done of the folding on those proteins. I've got 28% done on.
You did 1%. Wait, you folded 1% of the proteins
of this project that was given to me. So I like I said, I have to pause my my folding when I go live and use my camera. So I have to pause these, unfortunately. But I just wanted to show off all the stuff that I've completed right here. And then you can go to projects so you can see the project number. So this one right now is 18806. So I go to projects let's go to 18806 right here, 18806. So I can read about this project that I'm folding proteins about right here.
Yeah, that's so wild, dude.
And what the chemical or what the equations are supposed to simulate. So it says, in this project, we look specifically at small fragments of disordered proteins to understand how phosphorylation mediates their interactions. In subsequent projects, we will look at larger fragments or even full-length disordered proteins. So they're checking out, like they're practicing and simulating a bunch of stuff with proteins as it relates to cancer. And that's the Flatiron Institute. It tells you the doctor that's writing the research paper, all that cool stuff. And then at the end of every day, if you go to drdoge.net, they have a payout going on in 50 minutes for today's rewards. So as you sign up here on, on Folding at Home, you download v8-4foldingathome.org. And then you go to your here and you can choose you have a username which has your wallet address in it, just like referral links that we used to use in Hex, right? So it's Dr. Doge _ and then here's my demo account right here. The team is 1066815. That's the Dr. Doge team. And then you have a passkey emailed to you that you have to fill out here. And once you do that, you can enable, your graphics card or tell it how much, you want it to use. And then at the end of every day, when this pays out, I just look at my OKX wallet and go to history. And here's 22 Dr. Doge tokens that I was paid last night. And then 6 the night before, 13 the night before, 15, 12. So, I mean, like I said, I'm getting really, really rich to the tune of $2.36 after a week of mining. I don't even know how much I've spent on electricity. I'm afraid to look, but I am saving the world.
You're thinking exact. Well,
I mean,
you're mining Bitcoin for someone, but their graphics user interface does make it believe you're saving the world.
It's just like Project Pi, right?
Exactly. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know the Dr. Doge people, so
yeah. If you go to their website and you read things, boring page, smart pumps do science, this will walk you through setting up the mining right here. Because at first,
do we know who it is though?
No.
See, that's
no.
The part
I've talked to them and I've asked them. I said, "Hey, you guys come. I would love for you guys to come on stream and show people that you're doing Richard's idea from 6 years ago." Wait, no. How long has Hex been around? 5 years.
It's been around. Let's see. Hex has been around.
2018.
So it's been. No. But when it finally launched,
is the end of 18 when it launched.
No, it was like 2020 when the first coins were finally issued. Okay, yes, launched meaning like the adoption amplifier. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but it was live during the adoption amplifier. You could stake you could stake while you were getting your fresh off the press.
I think it might be 19.
Bananas.
I think it's 19 then because it was in December of 19.
I think it was December of 18.
Really?
I should really know. I have the tattoo on
I'm asking AI right now. No, it says December 2nd, 2019. It was his first day of active trading, beginning on December 3rd, 2019.
Okay, so the end of 19.
Yeah, I knew it had to be 19.
So it's 6
I didn't
years.
get in that much after it launched.
It's like 5 years.
Yeah, more than.
So Hex took 2 years to get to the adoption amplifier, so that's 7 years ago. And a few months before that is when Richard Hart said, "I'm going to do the CFD token," and then changed his mind. So literally, this is 7 or 8 years ago when Richard was thinking about this idea of using your hash power to solve real world problems and increase the quality of life. And these guys did it. These guys pulled it off. And like I said, this is the craziest chart on earth, is the Dr. Doge chart. Not so much because of price action. Like, the price action is not bad. But this part right here, there's $60,000 of market cap and there's $90,000 of liquidity. There's a third more liquid. There's 50% more liquidity than market cap. Can you? That's insane.
That's wild. That literally means like you could take every dollar out of. You could use it. You could use every dollar without slippage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there's going to be slippage, obviously, but liquidity's thick. Rarely do you ever see liquidity bigger than the project. I mean, so I haven't even really studied what that effect would look like. Like, how much slippage would there even be? You know?
Yeah. So here it is in USD. You can see it bumping against the 1.5.
Hold on 1 second. I hear what my boy's asking his friend an inappropriate question. 1 second. I got to mute for this, okay? 1 second.
All right.
Holler at one of them real quick. They're outside my office. Xander.
All right, so replay gang, good to see you here, Huxican. These stakes only had a few weeks in time to make them. That's cool. I still have the original HSI hex stakes. I'm not letting them go. Awesome. Yeah, we'll ask something soon. Yeah, I know plenty about HSI stakes. Nice. Still got to read SciVibe. Yeah, you can just read SciVibe if you want. You're still muted, Hexius man, just so you know, if you're back and ready to talk. Also, yeah, so I just wanted to tip my toe into that. I mean, we talked about actuator finance for a good time. I think Bill and RJ should definitely come cut these parts out and post them on theirs. Is Dr. Doe's doing good? That's about it. Zero XP store. Let's see for what's for sale today on Zero XP store. We've seen a lot of actuator for sale here. We've seen a lot of Homie Don't Play Dat for sale here. We've seen Magic Carpet Ride, Yep token. Let's see what we got. We got some
what the hell happened to my camera?
You flipped into you said you wanted the AI.
Is it? No, I just meant to mute. Oh yeah, that's right, dude.
You did. Dude, it just literally turned into AI.
It just came out. I really am AI.
Yeah. Yeah. So like you said, there's Magic Carpet Ride. Half of that sold.
That's a better camera.
Decent as a deal on ST Pulse. These three right here, Yep, Top Hat, and SQL. All those have been in there for a long time. People have just forgotten about those. None of them have sold. They're out of the money. These are in the money. These two are in the money.
Out of the money. What
is out of the money?
Just stay until they expire.
Yeah. So this is going to expire on November 10th.
Right.
This one isn't expired till 2031. So this Top Hat might actually go back in the money and sell between now and 2031.
Geez, how do you remove the offer again?
You just go to my completed orders. Like, here's the completed orders where we sold $14 of actuator when we were showing how that worked. Here's some dark that I won in the Pink Miss Wall game that I sold for cheap. But you go to my order and then you can just delete the order here if you got one made.
Okay. So that's right, because it is an on-chain order, right? So it does hold them in escrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they disappear from your wallet until you redeem them, and then it'll redeem whichever token you want to take as payment. There might be I see some dark matter for sale here. I would keep my eyes open. If you see any here, I'd probably snatch it, especially with the price being just insanely low. I mean, what is 666? Oh, looks like the evil address is messing with the price right now at 666. Also, Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun, right?
That's true.
And 6 is the number of time, or the god Kronos. Saturn and Kronos are kind of the same god, and that's time. A lot of people think 666 is like Satan, but 666 is actually time, because time destroys everything.
Well, it's right. Well,
That's where the 666 came from. Not,
well, but it is also the mark of the beast. Or are you saying time's the beast?
time is the beast. Time is evil. Time destroys everything. Eventually.
But God created time.
Yeah. He did, but I mean, if you believe that God,
also
that
created
you
the devil,
also
though.
believe he created the devil. Yeah. So he created everything. And so that's the interesting thing. And that's why we use the idea of time and Saturn in our project, is because there's always a countdown. There's always something happening every 11 days. We thought that 11 days would be really quick, because we come from Hex and you're checking on your stakes every year usually, right? So we thought 11 days was quick, but it is not. I think
the world changes too. You know what I mean? Like attention spans get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Then those people get into crypto, and then they've got crypto is a good way to turn someone into a delayed gratification person.
Yeah. So let me unfreeze my cute little face here real quick. It is so late. It's so late. I used, like I said.
Oh, dude, I need to run. I need to go drop.
I have a job tomorrow I've got to go to.
Oh yeah.
I got to show up and pretend to be normal.
That's true.
But we've been streaming for 2.5 hours. So time flies when you're restarting your computer and delving insanely deep into smart contracts.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
Actuator finance and saving
I know,
humanity.
dude, I literally told myself, I'm like, we're not going to go.
No,
we're not going to go all that. I'm like, we're not going to go all that crazy. I'm like, I'm going to, listen, not go on too many tangents. And I can't help it, dude.
Yeah,
I literally can't help it. Well, I'm trying to. Where's connected apps to get on mobile internet money? Did they add browser recently? That's a new addition.
To what?
Dude, Internet Money didn't have a browser before.
I don't know if they did or not.
No, I know they did.
I haven't used it in a long time.
Because what you used to have to do is like you had to connect via the 2D barcodes and shit. Anyone let me know if I'm tripping. Oh wait, we disconnected, didn't we? Or no, we're still here.
I can hear you. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, we didn't end this. Okay, yeah, I was on private chat, so I was like, for some reason I was thinking we weren't still live, but I swear they didn't used to have a browser, right?
I don't remember.
And Steve, you're right. I do need to log in more often, my man. Dude, that's so sick that like I didn't know they had a browser. That's I mean, now when you are on their browser though, it says connect to a wallet, and then it doesn't. Let's see, wallet connect, and then select. Man, they need to get what? Wait, dude, doesn't wallet connect? Okay, maybe you still do have to do wallet connect, and then go to settings, and then browser connected dApps. Yep, you do have to do it still. Okay, they always did have a browser. It's just that they didn't have. Yeah, most sites like Wallet Connect won't just work with, or Wallet Connect is that. Like you can't just natively log in with a lot of sites. I wonder if that's something you have to pay to be part of. Like if you got to pay.
Well, hopefully we'll be back here tomorrow. I don't know if Don can make it, but he's always welcome. Obviously, you're a very popular man. I'm guessing either early in the morning before I go to I almost said before I go to school, before I go to work, or when I get home from school or work. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm gonna keep a really close eye on that scrape button and see where all that dark is going. And I really want to see how high the evil bonus gets on this next lottery, because I think that's something that we could really holler about and create some noise about, break through some of the noise that's going on right now in crypto. So I love you guys as always. You guys are the best damn community in crypto, hands down. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And we're gonna this is gonna be a very, very fun journey we're having together. I mean, I know we use the term journey in our J1s through J6s in our NFTs, but we still have 27 journeys to go. 27 more art contests, 27 more, sets of lotteries, 27 more payouts.
Thanks, dude.
And what I'd love to do is if Dawn has time and I get time, we would love to crack open that Bible again if we have some, because we have a lot more numbers now that we had a few months ago when Dawn was smoking and cooking that spreadsheet. And so it'd be really interesting to see when that treasury starts exhaust, when it peaks and when it exhausts. Because
I need to put in the latest, or maybe it's already in there, the latest or the data from the last journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be very interesting to see what it's doing.
Dude, Jonathan's smart. I'm minting all 33 journeys. The evil address is minting all 33 journeys, man, whether it wants to or not. It's coded in there, baby. Thanks so much for joining me, Don. I missed the hell out of you the last few months where we've been putting our heads down and going to work.
Likewise, man.
And
I know,
like I said, let's see how high we can crank this. I mean, I don't know. You guys are insane. I doubt that scrape button will even work in the morning when I get up. If it does, I'll be surprised if the scrape button is still live when I get up tomorrow, just because.
Well, the scrape button,
hit it.
If it's still like, you mean if you think everything will be scraped, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it'll be scraped. And now I don't know how many times you can hit that button, but it's been averaging between 200 and 600 dark a hit, and depending
that's
on
going to be so big.
So you can tell when you're scraping the evil addresses, like small winnings and big winnings,
right? Dude.
And it's there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 lotteries, I believe.
What's the total amount to scrape?
I don't know. I never got Eddie never got back to me. I texted him that weeks ago when I was seeing this coming, and I was like, hey, how many dark are in the evil addresses lottery winnings? And I'm still waiting for him to get back on this stuff. So
right.
Like I said, we all have crazy different schedules, and this is like a passion project for all of us. Like we all have something full-time, including our devs. Our devs are full-time devs for completely other huge projects, and they love what we're doing here. They said we'll be here to like help you guys do whatever.
We got a couple devs that are strictly ours, right?
No, we are a side project for our front end dev, our back end dev, and our Solidity dev.
I know the Solidity dev, but the front end, back end. I mean, I figured they were. We were. I thought we were still the only ones they were grinding with.
No, our front end. One of our front end devs. I'm not sure if I mean, I can share her ex on here, I believe. She's actually she was a big deal before we met her.
Yeah.
She got 4,000 followers on Twitter, and she created Mad Lad AI. So she was already creating AI agents before she started helping us make things pretty on the front end.
Do we know when that was built?
Let me share my screen. I'll show you exactly what's going on. And these guys are hungry for work. I was going to reach out to, Build the Tech and some other people, because they're always looking for good devs. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, we should chat more about that.
It's weird. My screen didn't actually share. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, so check this out. If you go to here, it's under Anushka. Anushka_TWT. Mad Lad AI is her AI thing. Let's see. It doesn't want to load that one, but we'll get it too. Oh, come on. It's just Mad Lad. Maybe it's changed or something. But if you just scroll down and see some of the stuff she's been working on, she's a killer, right? She's definitely like very serious, and she's still getting degrees. So she's in school and still building really cool stuff, cooking every day,
Yeah.
front end dev, CS undergrad, chilling. So she's one of the nicest people we've ever met online.
Yeah,
and then of course the guy helping us read our subgraphs, Raja. I don't think I have his X, but I do have his Telegram. So,
dude, why are you unmasking them all? Maybe I've been gone for a while. Maybe that's been done for a while.
Yeah, no. Well, we came to a point in our project where we were happy that we had combined both websites, and we had the View My Fuel Cells page. We cleaned up the lottery and stuff like that, and I didn't have as much for them to work on. And they're like, "Well, if you can recommend us to anyone or refer us to anyone, we would love to continue working in the crypto space," because they weren't really big into crypto before they started working with us.
Yeah, the front end and back end. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually they actually sent me a PowerPoint presentation I need to go over live to show them the before and after of our website, to show what a crazy great job they did. We need a meetup with Dawn. Oh, Steve Stash is demanding a meetup with Dawn.
Dude, absolutely.
Steve Stash was actually at the last meetup that you were at in Vegas.
Yeah, that's where I met him in person. It was good. It was so good to meet him.
He wants more of you. He can't get enough Dawn.
Dude,
no one can get enough Dawn, baby.
Dude, he's the man, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to show you something, but you need to keep going. That's why I'm looking down. I'm trying to listen, of course, to everything you're saying.
I should have taken my Lunesta before I started the stream. Don't get me wrong. Right now, I would be speaking Greek or gibberish, but at the same time, that stuff takes so long to kick in for me that I don't know. I might be passing out like at 3 a.m. Pulsewave Vibe is in the house. Cheers. Did you see Pulsewave Vibes stuff for J5 and J6? Oh, we didn't have a chance to read CryptoCat's poem either. We'll definitely have to do that on another stream.
We'll have to do that one tomorrow.
That one definitely deserves more time. But yeah, Pulsewave Vibes has that one that sounds like ODB and Wu-Tang, J6, the pre-party or pre-launch. It's amazing. And then he's got one for J7 right now called Part 1, where it's a pretty decent rap going on. So, in fact, let me pull it up right here. Oh, I've got to go. Let me share this while you're looking that up real quick. Yeah, check this out from Pulsewave Vibes. This is it's at. Come on, no. They're collective. Yeah. Let's see here. Steve Stash is at 23 votes, and here's Part 1, the launch from Pulsewave Vibes.
Ready for launch. Anti-gravity fuel cells minted.
Between the ceiling and the floor, bouncing like a spring. Vectors shifting, now we hover like wings. Electric chain, but it's breathing flames. Pulse dot lift, now we pressure the frames. Slingshot force when the market dip. Gravity heavy, but we still equipped. Energy bounce like the coil. Bounce back stronger. That kinetic wealth going royal. No caps on, that's orbital math. Chart through a curl, now it's drafting the path. Anti-gravity waves, cosmic disruptors. Set the break through the void on the clusters.
Engage the engines. We all go for launch. Commence countdown.
About set to lift off. You don't have enough fuel cells to get charged. And gravity bounce, don't fall like drip. Fluorine lavas, fuel for the lift. Chain got weight, but the vibe stay light. Breaking resistance and influence the hype. Dark bad mission, wishing for better earnings. Mitch, fuel cells don't sleep on the journey. J Step, we all go for launch. Begin your mission.
The sound. I need to watch the video more. I listened to the audio. The audio is excellent. Hey, watch. Call me real quick. On your phone. You got to see this. Call my normal number with your phone, just real quick. There's a reason it's hilarious. So funny, dude. Still connected? You still there?
Oh, sorry. I muted during the song, so I didn't like reverb or
Oh snap!
make any noise.
Yeah, call me.
Okay,
Call my phone real quick with your
okay.
phone.
Do you want me to play this on speaker?
Look, hold on, dude. My vape. Why is my vape doing this? Hold on. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you got it.
Dude, it's called Vape Watch. Look at this thing. It's
No, it's
it,
not.
like dude, look if you saw it, dude. It's literally
No.
dude. This vape. Guess how much I paid for this vape too, dude? Because I get them. You can't get them in Utah anymore. Flavored vapes, dude.
Yeah.
$15, 50,000 vapes. Like if you went to a vape shop, you'd pay 3 times the amount. Dude, this is literally the price of a normal vape. Dude, it's a full-on electronic device.
Connects to your phone.
Yeah, dude, it's just like an Apple Watch does. Like you gotta have your phone. Look, I just got my Twitter notification. Twitter just came through and it just showed me my X notification. Look, you got all these apps, dude. It's got all these different apps. Look at that calculator. Look at that.
This is why
dude, it pops
I'm
right off. Dude, and isn't that crazy? I bought 2 of them, and one's called Vape Phone, and so it's the screen's built into it. It doesn't. I don't know why this one pops off. Like you couldn't put this on a watch, so it makes no sense to me why it pops. Oh, I guess because as you change vapes, you can just put it on the new one, so it already knows your. That's that. Okay, that would be what the reason. But so you just keep your phone out. Isn't that wild, dude? It's so crazy. And the app is like totally Chinese in the app store. So I'm deleting it right now. So I had to like download it again, and delete it because it's so not secure.
every
You know what I mean?
piece of information from your entire house, all your kids' phone numbers, all their friends, all their pictures are now on a server in China where they're like, we got another one.
We got it. Yep. We got his crypto stuff too.
Silly Americans vaping.
Everything on his network we own. Our accents are not Chinese at all.
They know your crypto holdings.
Our Chinese accents are like an evil Spaniard. Is like how they sounded.
I like the ones. I've got to be careful. You don't want to go a little too authentic here on YouTube.
This is true. This is true.
All right. Love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'll talk to. Love you guys. You're awesome.
See you guys tomorrow.